Many have come, an equal amount have fallen, but standing before us remains only 4 teams fighting out for a spot and a plate and a split of that prize pool. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Awaken League. My name is Subzan. I'm joined here today by Trox as we take you here through the action of Championship Saturday. Trox, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm very hyped to be casting with you, Subzan. It's going to be an interesting match to say the least. There is some money on the spot here for third place match. It's 50 francs. Obviously not the big prize money in the upcoming finals, but still sure something to play for.
Yeah, exactly, and that's all the motivation these players are going to need, and it's at least a little bit of change to walk away with after 9 weeks of competition where these players have been giving it their all, but we see the 2 teams that are down here are being Irie Legacy and VisionGaming. VisionGaming, they came so close to completing that upset against Cloud Esports yesterday, but couldn't quite get it across the line. And Irie Legacy, they tried their best against mYinsanity, but unfortunately they got a tiny foothold on that series, and then mYinsanity just ran away with it.
Indeed, VisionGaming, like you said, almost won against Cloud Esports. They lost in game number 7 of their last best of 7. While Irie Legacy won the first game against mYinsanity, but then lost 4 straight in a row, kind of doing a dent in their victory lap. But nonetheless, they had a good showing, although today they had to sub out their star player Priv for a sub that has not played yet.
Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting decision that, although it was to avoid a forfeit, you have to think, Priv being their star player, how does the new substitute replacing a star player on a roster, how's that going to have an impact on Irie Legacy? Because he's now likely going to have to fit in. I completely forgot. We were told his name before, but it's completely gone over my head. But you've got to fit in Vexico, there we go. You've got to fit in as part of a roster, as part of a unit that's been grinding together for 9 weeks, practicing, improving to get to this point. And now to come in, fill what is a massive pair of shoes. That's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, indeed. It was, as far as I know, pretty much last-minute substitution, or last-hour substitution, basically. Like you said, they didn't have much time to practice. I don't know if they played with him before. I think they had to know him somewhere. So maybe there's some chemistry around there, but it's obviously, like you said, different than playing for this long time with their standard roster. And looking back into the league play between Irie Legacy and VisionGaming, this match that they had was going in VisionGaming's favor with 3-2, so it was a close game back then even.
Yeah, and I think that is really going to be a little bit of confidence for VisionGaming. You know, if you took it last time against a full roster, you've got to have that confidence that you could do it again now without their star player being on the field.
Well, with that being said, missing their star player, what is Irie Legacy gonna do in this situation as we head into game number 1 here in the game for the 3rd place here in the Awaken League season number 2. The ball goes deep into VisionGaming's half. Machina in control of the ball, takes it to the side, gets challenged there by the Irie Legacy player.
Yeah, and VisionGaming displayed an absolute offensive masterclass yesterday against the teams that they were up against, always very confident to actually commit that 3rd man, commit deep into offensive plays, making sure that there was no gaps to perform any sort of counterattacks. Flow was always that main catalyst whenever that was occurring, but Celt ended up being a shooting master at points, getting hat-tricks time after time after time. He got one within about a minute in one of the games yesterday, and I want to think he's going to be able to do that again, but Irie Legacy have got a lot to prove, especially coming in now with a sub Vex, and now it's all to play for, but it is stuck in their half at the moment, Irie Legacy, and they're looking for a way out.
Indeed, the ball in control of Irie Legacy right now. Flow challenges instantly the attempt, denied there. Maki tries to put it high, but Irie Legacy is well defended there. Now Vex, the new substitute here coming in. They're also not playing with Destro, who was playing yesterday with Priv and Aroli. So basically, compared to yesterday, only Aroli is there for the team, and Toif coming in here with the first real attempt for Irie Legacy, but well, that's a counter-attack from Celt putting VisionGaming into the lead here in the first game.
Yeah, and the breakout player for VisionGaming yesterday does show himself up again today. That is perfect accuracy from him there. Top shelf shot, and Vex, he tried his best to get on the end of that one, but unfortunately not quite able to make that contact, as now VisionGaming lead this first game 1-0, and it's going to be a very important game one. They need the momentum. They need to get a little bit going for them and make sure they can carry it for the rest of this series. So almost got that one top right, but couldn't quite make it land early. That's a good boom downfield, forcing Celt to commit, but it's a good bit of control there from him. Now let's see if he can form a counter-attack. That's past one, he might look for the demo instead. Takes control, Vex is awkward, early is forced to dive as well. Now Flo is on the ball, might pass this midfield, does so, but Vex is there again for the clear.
Yeah, little booster in defense for Irie Legacy. Celt intercepting the breakaway attempt again. Wall dashes there, very nice display of skill. Giving Flo a shot on goal, and VisionGaming is just continuing their pressure from yesterday now against Irie Legacy as well. Just chance after chance after chance, but nothing sticks after the first goal. Flo, another pass into middle, Vex misses, but luckily Toif can recover in time.
Yeah, and it was mentioned yesterday by myself and Rhino Boy that, well, with the way that VisionGaming played against Cloud Esports, you'd have to think whatever team came up against them at this point in the competition for the third place match would be absolutely terrified of the offense that they put up against Cloud. The ability to make a team that hadn't sweat for the entire season almost bleed to the point of elimination, but right now it's the exact same story as we saw yesterday, in Irie Legacy really haven't had anything dangerous on net thus far.
Yeah, they're really struggling with boosts. Every single member was at 0 boost with this attempt there. Now recovering a bit, but good boost control there by VisionGaming, denying them the big ones, which are the most important ones. Now Toif in the corner, takes it slow, tries to take it over Flo there, but struggles to do so, creating a chance there for VisionGaming. Flo with the pass to the middle, but none of his teammates were ready for that. Now Celt to Flo, gets beaten there to the ball.
Yeah, now Mackie, he's got a full tank of boost to try and do something with it. He didn't show us much yesterday, but again, wasn't quite able to land much there. Now Vex, that's that boom downfield, really has bumped out Flo, but Vex couldn't quite place that one on the target, but does get the boost away. So Irie Legacy choosing to play a little bit of boost control at this point, try and suffocate out VisionGaming, who, I mean, they've played well so far, and they've clearly figured out a strategy that maybe might be able to work, because VisionGaming, when they played Cloud Esports yesterday, required a lot of boost for their aggression, and every time they would end up running out of boost, they would flatline a little bit, look a little bit poor, and maybe Irie Legacy has figured that out in the opening game of this series.
Yeah, bad touch there now by the Irie Legacy defense, allowing Maki to go for a flip reset. Nothing dangerous though. Now Vex in control, or is he in the backboard? Luckily, not even VisionGaming was anticipating that mistake. But in the end, Flo managed to increase the lead to 2 goals there after a defensive kerfuffle, I have to say. Bit of a chaos there in the Irie Legacy defense, and that mistake is something for Flo on a silver platter.
Yeah, he's not going to get a goal much easier than that one handed to him, and one of the top scorers of the tournament as a whole, Flo. He's not going to miss when you put him in a position like that. Now here comes Tooth. He couldn't quite make that one work, but Vex, he's got a full tank of boost. He needs to try and make something, but unfortunately it's on the wrong side of the field, so maybe just a constellation goal is what they're looking for at the moment to take into game 2. A little bit of momentum, but right now it's just a little bit of boomable as VisionGaming continue to keep control of it and write the same story they did yesterday, as the ball now is on the ground and VisionGaming take game 1, as my game has completely crashed.
All right, we're waiting for Subson to come back here with this tech issue, but talking a bit about the game, a bit of a struggle for Irie Legacy, which we were kind of anticipating. Like we were saying before, they are not playing with the same roster as they were yesterday. They are not playing with Priv, who had to be substituted out because he couldn't make it today. And instead of forfeiting the game, they choose to opt for Vex, who had a really good display, and they're also adding in Toif instead of Destro. So the roster hasn't played together yet, but I mean, there were signs that it works, you know, towards the end of the game, but it leads to a lot of improvement. And they have 3 more games in the worst case to find that improvement.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. While there were shines of brilliance, overall it was relatively unconvincing, but that's really to the quality of VisionGaming, who really suffocate out any opposition that they come up against. And if one like Irie Legacy is maybe a little bit less prepared, simply due to the fact that they're playing with a sub and a stand-in as well compared to their normal 3, then maybe, just maybe, they will make it work. But on the other end, maybe a little bit of overconfidence as Irie Legacy gets an opening goal in the first 14 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah, what a great recovery, and then into the pass from Teuf there to Aroli, and the open net is just, that's a skill you have to have, obviously, to score those, but Aroli displays it and brings Irie Legacy into the lead in this game number 2. Now, how can VisionGaming recover from that? We'll see a lot of pressure being applied again. Teuf, although, what can he do again with another pass? Gets intercepted this time, though, by Salt.
Yeah, and right now, it's almost looking like the script has been a little bit flipped, as Irie Legacy are now the ones on the front foot, and VisionGaming are looking for an answer to the offense that they've been presented. Maybe not expecting this coming out of their opposition, and maybe a little bit caught a bit on the surprised end, and now Cell. Oh, that's a good control touch. Aroli had to dive to get back to that one, and he does so. Mackie, good infield. Aroli, again, a good doink from him as Flow's a little bit awkward. Double commit is forced, but Cell just about back. And now he's got time and space to do what he wants with this flip reset. Past one is one up. Yes, it's Mackie! And there's the equalizer!
I thought that was Cell doing another touch there, but it was Mackie in the end coming out of nowhere to basically secure that goal after a great pre-work there by Cell. Equalizing the goal here for VisionGaming, and well, 1 minute played, 1-1, the game is wide open again, as we see Irie Legacy winning this kickoff now. But Vex losing control of the ball as Flo takes it high, gets a flip reset there, interesting. Doesn't do much though, as Teuf is controlling the ball now. Does he get a second touch? No, he does not. Another Rolly. Puts it into middle, touch by Flo. Probably not the best one, allowing a Rolly to go for it. Luckily, Salt this time in defense shining there.
Yeah, and I'm liking the confidence I'm seeing from Irie Legacy at the moment. They're really not afraid to start sending the full house towards defensive plays when they recognize they've been given a mistake. A bit of a look-in by VisionGaming, and where they're doing well with it. They're getting the advantages that they lacked in game 1, but I mean, we've got to talk about performances. Unfortunately, Vex is currently sat on 18 points, so he's a little bit of a non-factor at the moment in this game 2. He's just got himself 350 off that save, but maybe he needs to do a little bit more to contribute to Irie Legacy as the sub. He really needs to be that impact player in this game. Now Aroli, downfield to Vex, shots off target. Vex might look for the bump, chooses to leave it instead to Teuf, who puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, 6 player there in close proximity to the ball. Vex with a great work, confusing Cell there, allowing Teuf to come out of the backworks there to put the ball into the net. Irie Legacy again in the lead in the second game for the second time now, and I was thinking they're really struggling with boosts, same as in game 1, but this time they managed to find those little boost pads in the important moments. But saying that, VisionGaming now on the attack, and ooh, is that a defensive mistake a bit?
Or maybe they might not get punished for it. Yeah. No, they won't! Midfield from the sub Vex to Teuf, 3-1, and that has come out of relatively nowhere. Flo, he's got no boost as third man, and maybe expected the instant shot, but Vex was just so smart to trust his teammates' position to double the lead that they have.
Yeah, that was another counter-attack coming from Vex. Important touch there, which caught, I think it was Celt out of position. And Flo, sorry. But yeah, now looking at the chances for VisionGaming here, again, another attempt, but nothing they can find. Vex with little boost again, bring the ball back into the front of the net. Teuf, though, has full boost, and double committing there from Irie Legacy. Another great pressure moment there from VisionGaming, but nothing happening out of it.
Yeah, and I'm noticing Teuf is being sent a little bit downfield quite deep, but he's going for those boost grabs on the Vision Gaming side. He's stealing away their back boosts, their corners, to prevent them, to suffocate them in their own half, to keep Irie Legacy on the attack, because we've seen the Vision Gaming can be a little bit flat when they're boostless, and here they are, they're boost starved again, but maki had to do well to get that past Irie, and he does. Now Flo, he's got a full tank of boost. What can he do? Nope, not quite past Tooth, and again, Irie clear now, might get this midfield, but it's a poor touch. Thankfully not punished for it just yet.
Yeah, 2 versus 1 situation there, but luckily the Irie defense can recover in time. So nothing dangerous coming out of maki. Does he get a double touch? Almost puts it in the top left corner. Luck, a bit luck there for Irie Legacy, but that's an open net again. Vex just struggling with boost again, not managing to get a good touch there. Now misses the ball, allowing Flo to go high. He has no boost left, doesn't get the second touch as Teuf is there to intercept it. Maki gets the flip reset, doesn't execute it well. Flo uses a lot of boost again, which allows Irie to clear the ball away.
Yeah, and all Irie Legacy need to do at this point is play a little bit of game management. They don't need another goal, and they've got that 2-goal cushion, so just keep the ball as far away from Vision Gaming as possible, prevent them from having a shooting opportunity. Don't bother even overcommitting, because it's not worth it. You've got the game on lock if you can just stop them from scoring at this point. Irie now downfield Flow took a little bit too much time on that one, but it might end up working out in their favor as a whiff comes through. Tooth had to make a diving save, and there's Vex again. Downfield, ball to the ground, and that will be Irie Legacy taking game 2 here in this best of 7.
Indeed, great display this time from Irie Legacy. They were struggling in the last game, but they managed to find their way back in, especially Teuf having a really good game here, being all over the Vision Gaming nets with 2 goals. And Vex in great defensive work there. Obviously, we can't also forget Irie with his important touches that allowed Irie to win this game. We're heading into game number 3. The mental edge is now on Irie's side. Let's see how Vision Gaming can do.
And I'd just like to point out Vex, he clearly must have heard my comment about his 18 points, because he locked in, got 5 saves towards the end of that game, and ended up on 500 by the end of it. So well done to him. He's locked in, and now he might act as that difference maker. But Teuf, oh, that was an awkward touch. Sal almost got that one into the midfield and down for a teammate. Now Flo looking for bumps. Couldn't quite find it there, though, as Irie Legacy are on their defense once again, as the script maybe has flipped the other way, similar to the way it did against Cloud Esports for Vision Gaming yesterday, where they would always seem to peak in odd-numbered games, but they'd look a little bit flat whenever there was an even-numbered game. So maybe it's the same script, maybe, just maybe, or maybe down the other end, Irie Legacy will open up the scoreboard in what felt like a little bit of a gimme.
Yeah, that was a really good deep pass there by Vex to Teuf, who just picked up the big boost in the middle, allowing him to be in position for that great pass and catching out the Vision Gaming defense there again. Well, Irie Legacy again in the lead in this 3rd game now, and they're keeping up the pressure. Saying that, Cell tries to take it over the wall. Demo there by maki on the goalie. But recovery from Irie, saying that maki, oh, look at that bump!
That's a good bump. That's class right there, to recognize the position that you're in as Flo and go, yeah, I don't need to do anything on this ball, just get rid of the last defender and maki can do all the job for him. And it's exactly what happens there, as Vision Gaming, they do now equalize, and the script, it might still be on track for Vision Gaming to win every odd-numbered game that they do play in. Well, except for Game 7 yesterday, but today's a new day.
You had to put that stinger in there for Vision Gaming. But yeah, let's see. Irie Legacy on the attack again. Vex again with a little boost. So Irie is struggling as well, but manages to pick up the defensive boost here. Now Flo puts it in the middle. Gets challenged by Teuf. Vex now breakaway shot, making maki having to save that. Nothing happening right now. Vex now puts it high. Salt intercepts it into time.
Well, there was a little bit of pre-jump in the midfield from Irie Legacy, maybe getting a little bit overzealous on the attempts to try and get this one past Vision Gaming's net, but frankly, all they really need to do is just keep the fundamentals going, and eventually a mistake will present itself. There's no need to overcomplicate things and start diving at balls that really aren't dangerous at all. But there goes Irie downfield. Flo had to try and get that one, did so well, and now the Cuxia pinch was downfield, but Tooth was just about there. Now Celt, he's got a full tanker boost. Irie has pre-jump. Does he connect? No. Celt doesn't quite get the double though, and now it's Tooth. Again, I'm scrolling through pronunciations. Tooth.
All good.
Yeah. Listen, your turn. Oh, hang on.
It's my turn, and well, on my turn, Teuf is scoring another goal there. What happened here? Let's have a replay here. Maki gets challenged again by Vex there. Vex really putting his name on the board for doing a lot of pre-work in the attempts for Irie Legacy, allowing them to go into the lead once again. And we've been here in this exact same situation in the last game. Now Irie Legacy is for the second time in this third game in the lead. Let's see what's gonna happen. Are they managing to score another one, just like last game?
Maybe, who knows? Irie, he's the one on the ball now. It's Vex actually on the backboard. I thought he'd commit for that one, but instead chose to play a little bit more patient and kept that one to himself. Now Maki's got the ball as it was boomed all the way down to him. Might look for a flip reset. He does. It's over one. Irie has dived and missed. Tooth could not quite land it, and now Vex, he's the one on it, but chooses to play time. But while he did play the time to begin with, instead just boomed the ball away. Now Flo in his own corner. Gets it past one, gets it past two. The shot is on, but it's an easy and simple save away there for Vex. Now, Irie misses the touch. Irie actually gets in the way of his teammate, and now there's a little bit of panic going on here on Irie Legacy's defense. Celt tried to get that one down to the midfield, but cleared away again by the defense of Irie Legacy, which is just about collecting itself.
Yeah, VisionGaming now putting a lot of pressure onto the Irie Legacy net, and the crossbar once again denying Flo an important goal attempt. Teuf in the air now, gets it off the ceiling, but no boost to follow up on it. Challenge there by the Irie defense. Celt gets a touch, not the one that he wanted though. Now Irie with a boomer on the net, doesn't manage to score it.
I so hoped that there was a bump coming out there from Vex. I thought that was what he was eyeing up, but either just not landing on it, or maybe it wasn't the intention, but 2-1 is the scoreline still. Regardless, VisionGaming, they need to find something within the next minute, or else they will find themselves dropping down 2-1 in this series, which is, I would say, a bit of an upset given how well they played yesterday against Cloud. But 40 seconds left, and now Maki's the one on the ball, but with no boost. Now Flo takes a shot from the midfield, but Celt bumped out of the way, and the defense just about back and collecting itself.
Yeah, Flo once again denied by the crossbar and post of Irie Legacy. That has to sting now. It's like the third time this series so far that he was well, beaten by the post and crossbar. But now again an attempt, puts it high. Celt is following up. Vex gets the touch though. That's a demo from Celt on Irie, but nothing dangerous coming out of it. 4 seconds left in this game. It has to be now or never. And it's never.
It's never. The funny thing was, the demo didn't create anything dangerous. In fact, it was Vex himself that created the dangerous play in that position. He clearly had an idea of air dribbling that one off his own backboard, but couldn't quite get the first touch, so ended up landing on it and had to make a very, very panicked 50 to prevent that one from just being an open net for VisionGaming. And while he managed to collect himself in the end, you have to think that he needs to be a little bit more careful, because any other day, VisionGaming are gonna take that one. Yeah,
well, it's a great display from Irie Legacy by now. They're in the lead in the series with 2-1. Like you said before, it is a bit unexpected if we're heading into the fourth match. And yeah, after yesterday, I really thought VisionGaming would have I don't want to say easy time, but they almost managed to upset the favorite team in Cloud Esports. So I thought against Irie with a sub, or 2 subs, so to say, it's going to be a quick one, but they're proving me wrong here.
Yeah, they are indeed, but there's Maki. Oh, it's a brilliant 50, and just no one's home for Irie Legacy as Flo. He's not going to get an easier goal than that today.
Indeed, great work there by maki, challenging that defensive attempt there by the Irie Legacy player. Yeah, that's 15 seconds played, 1-0 VisionGaming. Maybe they heard us talk behind their backs and thought, yeah, we're gonna show them now. Caster's Curse in full effect, but the game has just started, so let's see if Irie Legacy can bounce back here and increase their lead.
Yeah, I don't recall us having seen Irie Legacy play from behind, or at least not in a game where they've won so far.
Yeah.
They've always been absolutely dominating the scoreboard in the 2 games that they've won, and now it's on them to find the answer. Double commit between Aeroli and Tooth there as well, Vex looks like he was lagging a little bit. Here comes Cell, bumps one off the ceiling. Maybe the drop down to Cell, no! There's the save again, and Irie might actually get one on the counter-attack. Vex into the midfield, maybe he looks for the bump. No, chooses to play the ball himself. Flow, oh, he's got a full tanker boost. One touch, chooses not to play the double tapper. The double might have not been required as Irie Legacy are still looking so awkward on their back line.
Indeed, now Aeroli with a chance, but he has no boost. Maki doesn't either. Now Selt with a good touch, catching Teuf on the back burner there. But luckily, Aeroli is there in time to deny that attempt. Now he's stealing boosts. Flow with little, puts it high though into the middle, gets intercepted by Vex. Not the best touch though, but luckily for Irie Legacy, it's not creating any chances. Saying that, Maki, flip reset, and onto the crossbar again.
Crossbar, it almost seems to be a little bit of a 4th man here for Irie Legacy in these first couple games of the series, but that was almost an amazing redirect downfield. Aeroli, it's now last man thanks to that demo from Cell. Vex getting a little bit of revenge for his fallen teammate, and now here he comes downfield, the substitute. Couldn't quite get it past Cell, but forced him to waste all of his boosts. Now Flow. That's a touch midfield. Celt wasn't ready for it. Maybe VisionGaming aren't quite on the same page at the moment for a few of these plays, and that might be something Irie Legacy can capitalize on.
Well, yeah, but VisionGaming is still in the lead here. They're struggling a bit as Maki misjudges this jump there. Another second touch here for Celt. Interception by Teuf to Aeroli, and Aeroli equalizes the game, here, after great work from Teuf with that challenge.
If you give me 10 mistakes, you'll eventually capitalize on one of them. And Irie Legacy, they were given quite a few mistakes that they could have had the chance to capitalize on, but the key thing that matters is they finally got the one across the line, and now with an equalized game, they finally found the answer we were looking for, the fact that they hadn't played from behind yet this game, and so far, I've got to say, I'm impressed by the look of Irie when they are behind.
I mean, there is money on the line in the end, and maybe that's enough incentive here for Irie to take it one level further, as they're showing great display of skill. Saying that, Flow with good ball control in the air, but doesn't manage to create a chance. Another attempt there. Great recovery to the middle, but his teammates are nowhere to be found once again.
Yeah, miscommunication coming out here a little bit. Just not quite on the same page as some of these players. Maybe just a little bit nervous, not quite sure what's going on. Aeroli now down to Vex. Vex, he had an opportunity to take that shot, but instead plays it on the backboard. Teuf couldn't quite make that one. Now Teuf again. Nope. Flow. No, he chooses to turn back. Now Vex is his turn. Maki got dunked by Vex, maybe into the midfield. A little bit of miscommunication coming out again as Aeroli and Vex double commit.
Yeah, dangerous situation. They're throwing a lot into the offense if they're from Irie Legacy, but lucky for them, or I mean, probably not lucky, but it works out for them as Aeroli tries another chance. Flow denies it. He has to use a lot of boost to win that ball back, and Aeroli on the wall expecting that with a shot on net. It's just slow enough for Cell to recover in time. But what a great pass there once again from Teuf to Aeroli, and now Teuf to Vex, but Vex just... Oh, what is happening right now in front of the VisionGaming goal?
What's happening is a defensive masterclass. They've really just decided to lock it in. The brick wall, the great wall is just completely standing tall in front of VisionGaming's net, and so far has saved them a potential defeat, because that looked very, very likely for them to concede at that moment. Shots were being peppered on net again and again and again, and it didn't look like there was a way out, but now they found that way out. Vex, now 23 seconds to try and make something before regulation ends, but sidewall, ends up just fizzling out, giving Celt a chance to get that one downfield, as now play is reset with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Mackie, not the best touch there, but none of the Irie Legacy players are daring to challenge the ball as we're heading into the last few seconds before going to overtime. Another attempt. Now a roll in the air, puts middle toys! Oh my god, what just happened?
I need to watch that again. No, I'm watching
Look
it.
Look at the touch! Oh my god, what a pass!
You can't write a better touch than that if you tried. You physically cannot write a better touch, and Aroni, I mean, he did all of that to get that one in the perfect position, and while it was a slow floater into the back of the net, what mattered was its placement. It was absolutely perfect, and in what's a little bit of a shocker, Irie Legacy are 3-1 up in this series, as... Oh, I think we're going for a server reset, okay.
Yeah, it's both a server reset here because players are struggling a bit with latency, as well as a timeout being called from VisionGaming. They're 3-1 down here in this third place match, and I just want to go back to that last touch there. That's like, you dream of those kind of touches, right? You dream playing solo queue and then just getting that one touch to your teammate, and he's just saying thank you and putting it in. That was such a great pass there from Aroli, you have to say it again. But yeah, VisionGaming 3-1 behind. Again, a bit unexpected for me.
Yeah, 100%. They looked strong in game one. They looked like they were putting up the exact same performance they did when they played against Cloud yesterday, but ever since then, they have looked a little bit flat-footed, a little bit caught off guard by the skill of Irie Legacy playing with their two substitutes. So I don't know. I think they really need to have a good look within themselves, figure out what has gone wrong, and use this 60-second timeout to really lock it in. Because right now, VisionGaming, they're not displaying the same team that they showed us in the last game where they played yesterday. This almost looks like a completely different set of three, even though it's the same three players on the pitch.
Indeed. The Irie players coming into this game today, we were not sure how they would play together. They have played together as far as I know, but not a lot of times. But after the first game, I was like, yeah, like I said before, probably a bit of a walk in the park for VisionGaming. But now, last 3 games, it's been a complete switch. They've managed to find their flow in the game. Pun not intended. That's a W on the end of that word. But yeah, I found the way into the game and managed to completely dominate, basically, VisionGaming here.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say for VisionGaming, but the word dominate is the word I'd have to use as well. I mean, I can't think of many opportunities they've had where they've been that dominant compared to what they were in game one. It's felt like 90% of the game has been Irie Legacy, but 60 seconds has been counted down, and now VisionGaming, with no lives left remaining, have to use what they figured out in that 60 seconds and take it into the rest of this series. But unfortunately, the disaster keeps on coming.
Yeah, 7 seconds played. Look at the challenge in the air from Vex there, allowing 12 to go up and catching VisionGaming completely barehanded there in their own net. 1-0 Irie Legacy. And we just started this game and we just said that it's their last chance for VisionGaming. And well, I think Irie Legacy wants to deny that attempt as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think Irie Legacy recognized that if they give VisionGaming a little bit of momentum, they might just start running away with things. Maybe they might make themselves a little bit unconfident, so they need to just keep up this vast amount of confidence that they've displayed in the past 3 games. Drop down from Aroni back to 2, couldn't quite land it. And now Mackie in a 1 versus 1 with Vex, and he's not going to lose that one.
Indeed, good ball control there by Mackie. That was almost an insane pass again from Irie Legacy, but Mackie with 0 boost, just 1 jump off the car, putting it over the Irie Legacy defense, equalizing that game number 5 here. And yeah, VisionGaming now back in control. I hope Flo takes it high. Oh, yes, the flip reset gets denied though by Vex.
Yeah, and at the moment, the script's looking like a complete mirror of Irie Legacy's game against mYinsanity yesterday, where they took game 1 and then dropped the next 4. At the moment, they lost game 1, now have gained 3 in a row, and might be looking to get that 4th as soon as possible, but VisionGaming, they know they've got an extra gear that they showed us yesterday. They just need to start firing it off now as Flo, the star player, tries to get 2 bumps, doesn't quite connect with the second one. Celt couldn't quite get there in time, and now Maki only has 20 boost, has to feather this one to the extreme, and unfortunately, no teammate willing to commit, taking the risk, just playing it back a little bit.
Indeed, now Flo with control in the air again. Doesn't manage to get the ball into the middle of his teammate, but now Celt with a lot of boost. A Rolly on the backboard. Oh, just a bit of miscommunication there, allowing VisionGaming to go into the lead again here in game number 5 for the first... No, not the first time, sorry. But the lead again in a long while. And well, bit of a defender's mishap there from Irie Legacy, but they have 3.5 minutes left remaining to seal the deal.
Yeah, and that was my main concern with Irie Legacy, that coming into this series, there might be those miscommunications and more specifically potential trust issues between the team that hasn't really played at this level together before. Vex, he's downfield, he tried to 50 out Celt, now Aroli gets that 50 onto Celt well. Maki is so awkward, Flo's bumped, and now Vex, he puts it to the ceiling too. He tried to follow that one up, but Celt was there first, and now Aroli, oh that's a risky pre-jumper. No punish is found there as VisionGaming, they've smelt a little bit of blood in the water and recognized that they have to try and push this one. They have to continue to make Irie bleed, else Irie will know that they can make this comeback happen. A second goal is required for this cushion, but they're not finding it.
Yeah, good pressure though now by VisionGaming, making Irie Legacy do defensive mistakes. Bump attempt there by VisionGaming gets dodged just in time. Celt passes into the middle, but Vex is there. A lot of boost, doesn't follow it up. Vex and Toif on the same ball. Toif with no boost gets the big boost pad in time. Maki, good interception there by Aroli.
Yeah, and right now it's Irie Legacy who are on the back foot. They've really struggled to get out of their own half here in game 5 as Celt has completely faked out Vex and got it past Aroli, but couldn't quite get it on target. Midfield pass though, now Flo, the star player, couldn't quite get that double tap as Aroli was there just in time. But the ball's now downfield. Irie might look to try and make something. Celt, good block from him. Now Aroli, but he's demoed out of the way, but hit into the corner. Vex is also demoed, so Type is now the only one on the field.
Yeah, lots of boost again for Celt, uses it all up, but now Maki on the ball, another chance. What can he do? Gets the flip reset set up there, gets it, but intercepted by Toif. Good defensive work here now by Irie Legacy. Saying that, Vex is missing the ball, making Toif sweat there in defense. Manages to challenge the ball. Another miss there. Now Toif takes it slow, no pass to his teammate. He was ready for it though. Aroli being caught up with 0 boost once again, but nothing happens here in the Irie Legacy defense.
Yeah, and Irie, they've got a minute to try and get this one into an overtime if they want to secure this series in 5 games, but they still have 2 more lives left if they need to use them. But if I was Irie, you would not want to be in the position where you're forced to use those lives. You just want to get it over and done with. The bump onto Celt doesn't quite connect. It's 35 seconds still. Flo isn't bumped. He goes to the ceiling with it. Actually fakes it underneath. Vex was there. He was smart enough to realize that Flo was going low. And now again, here come Irie.
Yeah, 20 seconds left for Irie here. They still have lives left, like you said before. But do you really want to take a loss after being in the lead here? Let's see. Good attempt by Vex. Is anyone following it up? Yes, it's Toif! Call him Heisenberg, because the stuff that he's cooking up here is absolutely addicting to watch.
I'm going to pretend I know what that word means. Either way, perfect top left slot there from Toif. Irie Legacy equalised, 8 seconds left on the clock, as this might be their ticket to victory here with 5 seconds left maybe just one more attack here in regulation. Irie, downfield Vex. Oh, he's backflipped.
no.
Oh, it's looking a little bit dicey. He needs to work some magic, and he does! What a save to keep that one out! But overtime is what's looming. This game is not out of the woods just yet.
I think that ball was actually going in if the timer didn't run out. It was bouncing off the floor there. And luck here for Irie Legacy in the last second, making them go to overtime. Now maki puts it to the right side to Celt off the ceiling to Flow, and look at that passing play!
It's just synergy. That's all it is. 1-2, back of the net. That's what we wanted to see from VisionGaming. It's what they showed us when they played against Cloud yesterday, and it's the one thing that has been lacking from them today. That's how they secure Game 5 in Irie Legacy. They made them sweat for it, but now they're the ones sweating a little bit.
Yeah, indeed. I was thinking after that basically last second equalizer here in this game, VisionGaming would struggle to come into overtime, but it was just one attempt that they needed to be back in this series. They're still behind with one less game won, so 3-2 still for Irie Legacy. We're heading into game number 6. And yeah, it's getting hot in here in this series.
Yeah, it is indeed, and I'm not just talking about the temperature. I talk about everyone is getting all warmed up. Everyone is on full force at this point. There's no more excuses about potentially being cold. You've played 5 games of Rocket League at this point. Now from here on out, you only expect perfection from both of these two teams. But who will be the slightly better team? Flow, that's a good bump from him. So, double tap, there he is, the opener for VisionGaming.
Indeed, good work here by Flo again, passes it to Celt, and look at that recovery in air. Irie just barely missing out on that touch. That hurts to watch a bit. But once again, VisionGaming after the game before go into the lead again in this one. And I was about to say that they're making it 2, but luckily for them, once again, the crossbar is there to save Irie Legacy's day.
Yeah, and it's been a bit of a persistent thing this whole season, that Irie Legacy have been gifted by that crossbar. You have to wonder how much they PayPal it to really be their savior, but right now, I mean, Vex is awkward on the ball. Toif had to dive for it, but maybe the wrong decision. Should have probably just trusted Vex to play a 50 and then react afterwards. Early, that's touched into the midfield. Vex can collect this one, but makes himself a little bit more awkward. He hasn't done himself any favors on that one, and now VisionGaming recognize the position they've been given and just continue to press on the net. Now maki couldn't quite get that shot past Irie. That's just a boom downfield, but Celt, he's got a full tank of boost. He's going to look for some mechanics. Toif, that's a good block from him though.
Vex takes it high, good second touch, keeps control of the ball, has no boost left though. What can Irie do? Misses the ball. Toif caught in an awkward position there. Chance from Celt, but not precise and hard enough there. Now maki gets the defensive touch once again, misses it this time though, allowing Toif to for another chance, but no boost once again. Really struggling here, Irie Legacy, as Celt almost pinches it in.
Almost, but almost won't quite cut it at this point. Now, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it was a completely impossible angle for him to score. But you have to think he'll be sat there thinking, if only I did, if only that was a possible angle. Because we'll be 2-0 up right now, but instead, they might get punished the other way. Vex, yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant save to keep his shot out. The shot was placed perfectly. Toif into the midfield. Maki has ran out of boost. Celt has ran out of boost. Flow is the only one with a semblance of boost in his tank, but Celt has now got some boost. Flow has also collected some big pads, and now it's time for VisionGaming's attack. Maki, double touch, that's a good one, but no one there in the midfield to capitalize on it. Toif, that's a touch, but Flow. Oh, now it's a high one. Maki, flip reset, he takes control of it, maybe over one more, it's over Irie. Chance there for Flow, not quite connecting on the ball though.
Yeah, lots of mistakes now in defense here from Irie Legacy. They're being put under pressure from VisionGaming again. It's working out so far for them though. As I'm saying that, maki is here to increase the lead.
I'm not even sure how that happened. The whole defense is that the defense is just there, and neither one of them's got a read on really what's going on from VisionGaming. Irie, this is not the same team we saw at the start of the series. They really need to continue to redisplay what they showed us to begin with. Because with the way it's going, VisionGaming just look like they might continue to run away with this one, and Game 7 might be a foregone conclusion already, even though we're still in Game 6. But the way the two teams are playing, you have to feel like it's all coming up Vision right now.
Indeed, that timeout for VisionGaming might have worked wonders so far, as they're heading to a potential game number 7. 1.5 minutes left in this game. This is basically the last extra life here for Irie Legacy, and they're not finding a chance to solidify that extra life. Now Celt on the wall, puts it to middle, teammate is waiting, low, gets bumped there, and has no boost.
Yeah, but a little bit of danger there from Irie, who all bumped each other out. Maybe just miscommunication, a bit of panic at the moment is their biggest downfall. And speaking of downfalls, that ball goes right down off the top of the crossbar, and there we go, 3-0.
Yeah, like you said, kind of a switcheroo here between the two teams. Irie Legacy were dominating the game number 2-5, and now it's back to VisionGaming. So 1 minute left, 3 goals is possible. It's one hell of a task for Irie Legacy though. And maybe they're just saying, yeah, we'll mentally reset here, prepare for game number 7 and put a lot of pressure on them. But let's see what Vex, Toif and the Rolly can do, as Toif with a nice chance there just doesn't get the angle.
Yeah, and game 7, I mean, it's certainly looming. I don't quite see a way for Irie back into this game 6, because so far they've looked a little bit flat. I mean, we look at the shooting, they have taken 5 shots, but I'm going to be real with you. Do you remember a single one of them being dangerous?
No, not that I can recall.
Yeah, and that's their biggest problem right now. They're taking the shots, they're getting the possession, but once they get it, they're doing nothing threatening with it. They need that killer edge in the final third to break down VisionGaming's defense, which has been able to stand tall here in Game 6 and secure a clean sheet. But one more game for both of these teams will separate them from a victory here in the 3rd place match and a defeat.
Yeah, we're heading into game number 7. I'm a bit speechless. I don't know what happened to Irie Legacy. Maybe it is the heat. It is one of the hottest days here in Switzerland. But that also applies to VisionGaming. Maybe they thrive in the heat, so who knows. But yeah, Celt, Flo and Mackie here putting their team back into the series here. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next game.
No, neither, to be honest. I mean, with the way it's been going, you would have thought that Irie Legacy would have taken a timeout coming in to this game 7. They know clearly that they've got it because VisionGaming used theirs, but they've chosen not to use it. They've chosen just to simply just go, we will ball. We have confidence in ourselves and we will claim it across the line, but there's no more time for talk. It's game 7. It's time for both of these teams to put up or shut up.
Well, whoever scores more goals here in this game takes away the money prize of 50 francs, saying that it's a dangerous chance there. Bit of a defensive, chaos for the VisionGaming side. Hopefully not a sign of things to come, as I'm saying that. Irie Legacy heard me say, calling out the defense of VisionGaming and decided to do one verse. Vex, what are you doing there?
Oh, I watched that whole play from Vex's POV, and that one...
We've all been there.
That one brought me physical pain. Oh no, and he's turned away from the kickoff. Oh, he's done a me in my ranked games.
Hurts to watch so far these first 30 seconds, but Irie Legacy now have to find their composure. They're double committing on defense backboard. This is complete chaos now. They're falling apart.
There's nothing. The rotations we saw, the cohesion, the communication, where's it all gone? Now Flo is downfield, but I mean, he's met by a Rolly. Finally, no, I was gonna say finally a ball that's not double commit on, but just as I say that, another double commit.
I kind of want to have insights into the communications right now, because this is absolute disaster class. Basically watching an England game on the Euros, but just worse. I mean, I didn't think it was possible, but they're showing that it is possible.
Listen.
Well,
England has cohesion. We have cohesion to put it in the back of our own net.
Fair, okay, I have to give you that. It's, yeah. Well, let's see what...
Own goaling takes skill, I'm telling you.
Let's see what Irie can cook up now as another chance for VisionGaming. Toif now, little boost, allowing Flo to go for a rebound, putting him middle. Irie being forced to use a lot of boost there. Another high ball. Irie, it's not looking better.
It's really not. I mean, you would have thought that maybe they would have locked in, got rid of those Game 7 nerves early, but it almost feels like one of them is just muted on Discord, just not talking to the other two, and the others are trying to put the pieces back together, and right now they've not completed the puzzle. Again, another double commit, but that almost became dangerous if it wasn't for Flo just making a diving stop. Now Vex, he's got no boost on the backboard, but touch away to the side, sees away the pressure for all of about 2 seconds.
Indeed, 2.5 minutes left. A lot of boost wasted here on defense. Toy being caught up, Vex with little boost. Irie gets this touch, but it's just too little right now. They're not following up on plays because they're being forced into defense here. Lots of pressure from VisionGaming. Flo, what can he do? I mean, Toif is Heisenberg, but Flo is the one who scores in the end. He is the danger here in this game, and he's putting VisionGaming on track to win this third place match after this, I don't know, this is a complete chaotic series right now.
Yeah, I mean, VisionGaming looks completely flat coming out of those first 4 games, but whatever was said in that timeout, it's clearly reinvigorated some life into their eyes, as they've looked like a completely different team since then, and frankly, they've looked much more similar to the team that took Cloud Esports to that Game 7. But now, I mean, 2 minutes left on the clock. Irie need to find something, and frankly, they need to find it fast because time is running out.
Yeah, it hurts to watch a bit. I was cheering here for Irie's legacy for the upset, but in the end, they have 1.5 minutes left to get back into this series. They've basically wasted 2 extra lives already to win this series, and they're on like their last legs here. And now they take it very slow because they're using a lot of boost in a bad way.
Yeah, and that boost wasting, it wasn't something they were doing at the start of the series, but I mean, if you run out of boost, there's simply nothing you can do but just like boom the ball away. There's Vex, double tap into midfield, but
yeah, but where's the follow-up?
There's the follow-up, but it's just a complete dive because that third man is a little bit too far back, and in doing so forces you to commit to those hasty plays where you oftentimes will just end up getting completely dusted, as Vex and Toif were, it's Vex and Irie were just on the same ball together, holding hands, and now no one's challenging Mackie, just giving him too much respect. Irie Legacy, you do not have the time to be wasting like this.
No, we're heading into the last 30 seconds here. VisionGaming still leading 2-0 here in this game number 7. The series equalized. The winner takes away money. The loser, well, it's gonna be a heartbreak if it's gonna be Irie Legacy, but it looks like it's gonna be Irie Legacy as an almost own pass back into the hands of VisionGaming. But 10 seconds, Subson here. It's not gonna be it, is it?
No, it's not. The ball is on the wrong side of the field. Unfortunately, time is not on their side. It has betrayed them, and VisionGaming will complete the recovery. 4-3 will be the final series score, and they will be your third place team here in Awaken League.
And Flo is just adding insult to injury here with this last second 3-0, and I don't know what to say. These last 3 games were just they came so close to winning it, and they flew a bit too close to the sun. The tactical timeout for VisionGaming, whoever decided that, whatever was said, it's going to be one of the greatest calls of all time.
100%, and you know, I don't know what they said in those comms, but it clearly worked its magic, and Irie Legacy just simply could not find the answer from there on out. I was a little bit worried in the middle of that series where I almost felt like before the timeout, I should say, where Irie Legacy, I was worried that they were going to take their foot off the pedal a little bit and not full commit in the same way they did in games 2 through 4. And unfortunately, that proposition became true towards the end.
Yeah, heartbreak moment here for Irie Legacy, but that victory was very nice in the end for VisionGaming. We're trying to set up an interview with one of the VisionGaming players, and until then, we're heading back to a break. See you then.
It took all 7 games to separate our 3rd and 4th place teams, but finally we do find a winner in Game 7 as VisionGaming take it across the line against Irie Legacy, and we've got an interview here with the star man himself, Flo from VisionGaming. How are you doing after that series?
Hello, I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Brilliant, that's good to hear. I'm doing well as well. So a few questions we got for you about that series. So obviously you came off of that series yesterday against Cloud in that Game 7 loss. Was there a little bit of preparation you did for this series, or did you just kind of come into it maybe confident that since you took a team like Cloud the entire distance, that you could be confident and come into this one and just absolutely, just be confident and win?
Not really. I played today a whole tournament, but with another team. So I was warmed up. I played for 8 hours straight.
Oh.
But we didn't have any preparation at all. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I have to ask the question, what went through your head after game number 4, where you were on the back foot with 3-1 in the series? What was that? What happened in that timeout?
I don't know really. I was a little bit frustrated at all, but we had a good comeback after all. And yeah, I don't know, we didn't focus at the beginning, and yeah, we won, so it's okay.
I mean, that's fair enough. That's certainly one way to go about it. Now, did Irie Legacy maybe surprise you guys a little bit with how well they were playing, or what was that?
Yeah, a little bit. We were I was pretty confident at the beginning, but I don't know, it just didn't work out at all. And till game 5, we didn't play at all, really. And yeah, was not doing good.
Yeah, well, Flo, for the last question here, it's a bit about your future coming up. I've heard a bit that you're going to part ways with VisionGaming and becoming a free agent. So what's up for you? Where do you want to head?
Yeah, I'm just LFT for every upcoming tournament. I have some contacts at the moment with some French players, so I'll probably go a little bit more to the French bubble, and yeah, just compete in the next summer split and stuff together with them.
I mean, everybody knows if you're French or you're friends with the French, you get a 50% mechanics buff. Yep. So that's certainly a good place to go. But Flo, it's been an absolute blast watching you, and an absolute blast having you here to answer our questions. If there's anything else, any shout outs you want to say before we let you go, please, the floor is yours.
Just a little shout out to Mint if he's watching. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Brilliant. Thank you for coming on, Flo. Well, I'm waiting for the transition. That was the interview. And I mean, thank you again to Flo, but we've got one more series coming up in just a few minutes' time. Now, this is a big one we've all been waiting for. mYinsanity taking on Cloud Esports. It's the 2 highest seeds of the tournament facing off head-to-head in a best of set. Now, for those of you who maybe are not so familiar with how a best of set works, if you haven't watched the RCS X format, Trox, please take the floor and explain to our viewers what is a best of set, and how does it work?
You guys, there's a best of 7, obviously, like we just saw, can go to game number 7, but in the grand finals, you actually have to do that twice. So instead of just, going for a quick 4-0 or so, you have to potentially go into game number 21. And obviously, everyone wants to see that happen, am I right? But it's gonna be a kind of an endurance match here. As we are still waiting for the players, so we're heading into a quick break, and until then, stay tuned.
Well, the grand finals is almost upon us, almost set up and ready. The players only a few moments away now. Just before that quick break, we had obviously explained via Trox how this series is going to work out, and it could be here. We could be here for a good couple hours for this one if it goes all the way to the final 21st game. Now, we've got to talk about the history of these two teams, mYinsanity and Cloud Esports. I would say were the two strongest teams coming into this tournament, and I feel like if you asked a majority of people, these were the two teams you would 100% have expected to have gotten to this point.
Indeed, they've clashed in the league game, and Cloud Esports managed to do a reverse sweep on mYinsanity. So mYinsanity maybe has some revenge planned here, as I was interviewing them yesterday. So let's see what they are going to cook up. But yeah, even before the league started, basically everyone agreed that Cloud Esports and mYinsanity were the two top contenders in this Awaken League split. And like judging from chat reactions, maybe Cloud has a bit more fan support.
I would say so as well. They've certainly got the experience on their side as well. We saw it from Velocity, Starman on Cloud Esports. He's got experience at the top echelons of the game, and frankly, he's been bringing it to his team in drives as they've been battling it out for 9 weeks and this 1 week, this 1 day of playoffs to try and get to this point and to try and get the leg up on the other. Now, Trox, before we get into the game, I'm going to ask you for predictions. Obviously, we're not going to go into individual series score. I just want to know, who do you think is going to take it once all is said and done?
I mean, I have to show a bit of bias because I know the mYinsanity guys very well and for a long time. So I hope it's going to be a banger series all in all. And I think 2-1 to mYinsanity.
That's fair enough. I mean, I feel like this has to go to that third series, but with what I saw yesterday in Cloud Esports, they looked a little bit unconvincing. So I almost feel like I'm edging the same way of saying 2-1 to mYinsanity. But either way, we won't keep the players waiting that long. The final chapter of this tale is upon us. Both teams have a stake to glory, but in their way stands an opposition of a caliber like no other. Cloud Esports had a bit of trouble getting to this point, but mYinsanity stand tall, looking for revenge after league play defeat. Our grand finals will be a marathon, testing both teams' endurance, but only one can stand on top of the Swiss world.
2 months of almost invulnerability leads to this, with a single series loss shared between these titans as a result of their only and last clash. The stage is almost set. A potential 21 games hides behind the curtain. Welcome to the grand finals.
Well, Hodge, this was the exact grand finals everyone was expecting and that everyone wanted. Week 8, these two teams clashed, and it was a reverse sweep win for Cloud Esports. However, yesterday they got pushed all the way to 7 against VisionGaming. Irie Legacy on recent form, looking to be that stronger team after beating an Irie Legacy team which looks so strong. But mYinsanity do take that grand finals and could have fallen to the first goal. Second shot's thrown on, and Velocity doesn't draw that first blood.
Yeah, not quite able to yet. Here's Velocity, trying to get the second attempt here at this first goal, but not quite able to still. And Cloud Esports are not quite allowed into this mYinsanity net just yet. They have a couple of goes, but I mean, like you were saying, they were taken to Game 7 yesterday by VisionGaming, and so, well, for a team that has been unbeaten throughout this season, they right now look a little bit beatable. So, I mean, you know, mYinsanity, they lost to them in Game 5 the last time these two teams played against each other. This is sort of, you know, a very, very good period of time for them to be rematching against each other, with Cloud Esport coming off of a near victory yesterday.
And of course it is those best of sets here with best of 7s. It's a long night ahead, and last time, of course, with Cloud Esports taking a win in a reverse sweep, it showed how well mYinsanity could start that game, but it was that big finish which put Cloud Esports ahead. And in a best of set format where it seems like the stamina is in the favor of Cloud Esports, it's not good for the future of mYinsanity. I know we've got a bunch of Cloud Esports fans here in chat, so they'll be happy to hear that information, but currently it's mYinsanity who are holding on to this defense with the skin of their teeth. Another demo here in Phil leads to a save following up here from Greeks, but that pressure which Cloud Esports are able to maintain hasn't been able to be stopped yet.
Well, you say, yeah, here's the first goal, and there is the reward for that pressure. Velocity with the first on the board for Cloud Esports. And like you were saying, just that pressure, that ongoing pressure, it finally pays off. But like Subzan said in the introduction, it is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not just about this first goal. And, well, the real question is, Pegasus, throughout this entire best of set, is can they continue to keep up that pressure, or mYinsanity find an answer for mYinsanity?
There's plenty of energy used here in the opening minutes of this game, and Cloud Esports, like you said, it's a very hard playstyle to maintain, but equally for mYinsanity, being in defense, it's a very stressful position to put yourself into. It can be mentally taxing, especially because you're going to spend plenty of time behind with not much control on the ball, and demos flying out of everywhere. Second goal coming in is Velocity again.
Velocity again on the second goal here for Cloud Esports, really showing up in the first couple of minutes here for his team. And, well, Cloud Esports have had a really good start to this, Pegasus, but you know what we haven't really seen so far throughout this match is mYinsanity really doing much at all. It seems like they've just been shoved behind a brick wall to start off this series, and it looks like they will be again, as it seems like mYinsanity has to make a little bit of a dash on the goal line to try and keep that one out, but is able to. But now, can he withstand Velocity again as he takes to the skies, looks for the backboard choker there to follow it up though, and able to get the third. And, well, Cloud Esports have well and truly started out this best of set in a really dominant fashion.
Well, this is going to be a war between two titans, and Cloud Esports are treating it as such. Plenty of bumps coming out, unrelenting pressure, and merciless once they do take that lead. They're going to try and widen this scoreline as much as possible, and mYinsanity, however, off the kickoff, do get seemingly their first real attack of the game. They do keep possession. It is mYinsanity hitting the crossbar. Greeks with a completely open net, instead hitting that crossbar, and Cloud Esports, they do keep their clean sheets, but not of their own accord.
Well, a couple of chances here, there, and everywhere it seems, but still not quite able, mYinsanity, to hit that mark. However, guess who is? It's Karma from Cloud Esports, and it's 4 on the board in game number 1. mYinsanity, whatever they've been trying to start off this series hasn't quite been working out for them, so I wonder what the angle is going to be looking like going into the next game, going into game number 2. Maybe they're still not done with game number 1 just yet, as Greeks says, you know what, we have something to say about it now.
And that is the first goal for mYinsanity. It does come off the back of a kickoff, but I'm going to need to see a little bit more than that before I'm convinced. Of course, it's nice for the confidence. They don't get clean swept here in this opening game, and you know, they'll have something to take home. 2 minutes is plenty of time to try and make a comeback, but a 3-goal difference, it's pretty steep.
Yeah, well, it might be 4 very soon, and it will be, because Velocity has found the angle from downfield, snipes it from all the way across the pitch, just off of, well, I was going to say, it looked like it was just off of Troker's roof there, but not sure if it was. Regardless, it's 5 on the side of Cloud Esports, and they continue to show up and show out in game number 1.
5-1 in the opening scoreline. We knew that these two teams were definitely off the top echelon. The first seed was in the hands of Cloud Esports, but we didn't think it would be with such a difference. Of course, plenty more Rocket League to be played just in this series alone, and Kiva does show that they have a lot to prove here. This game too, I want to see more plays like this. That infield pass was beautiful coming from mYinsanity. These two teams seemingly starting to get themselves together. Like I said, I want to see a little bit more. I want it to come quick, and we can get ourselves a proper grand finals going.
Yeah, certainly. And, well, it looks like we're still not done with this game right now, as it seems like right now mYinsanity, they're starting to just creep ever so closer in that scoreline to Cloud Esports. 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining, Pegasus, and I have to say, this would absolutely be a massive moment here in this series. I know it's only game 1, but if mYinsanity were able to just make a statement and show, it doesn't matter how many goals you want, you just take them all, have like 10 goals or something. But we're not done. We're not going away just yet. It would be incredible.
And in a potential 21-game grand final, it takes a lot of character to realize that these players truly are taking it 1 game at a time. mYinsanity aren't in the mindset of, okay, we can just lose this game and take it to the next one. There's so many games to play with. No. They want to get this one game ahead. Every single one matters to them. It's an incredible pass back coming from Greeks, but Velocity does keep fouled out. That very same player who has himself a hat-trick in this series, now pushed to a 4-goal lead. And yesterday, it was the Englishman Pritt who was taking up the headlines, but then mYinsanity slapped that player back into reality, and Velocity going back to try and prove themselves as the premier Englishman in this Swiss league.
Well, England not in top in the Euros, but they might be right now in the scoreboard at least, as Velocity certainly trying, well, certainly barring down on that 1,000 point mark sort of very, very soon. And well, it's getting ever so closer. 9:39 is the score right now, Pegasus. And well, that's just going to be another one for Velocity right there. As Cloud Esports say, you know what, mYinsanity, you've had a go. Congratulations, you know, you started to get, you know, within a little bit of a more achievable range there with the goals, but you know, it's time for us to shut you down again.
And I think this is when we can ignore that Game 7 match that we saw from Cloud Esport yesterday. So many people saying as a result of that series that they were no longer the clear favourites as before, and perhaps this was a team weakened after the league play stages. I simply don't think that was the case. It was definitely a one-off series because they've come into this grand final, well, 7-3 up, and a player in the form of Velocity pushing 1,000 points.
Yeah, certainly both teams, well, you'd say coming into this were pretty good. I mean, like you say, there was a lot of questions, specifically more on the Cloud Esports side of things after their 7-game series versus VisionGaming yesterday. But, you know, they've shown out and shown up in this first game really, really well. I'm excited to see how they continue that. But I want to take a note, to highlight mYinsanity because, well, they had a really dominant performance yesterday against Irie Legacy, only letting in 6 goals in their 5-game series. And, well, that was only over 2 games. I mean, out of the 5 games they played, 3 of them, they did not allow their opponent to score a singular goal. So it shows that when they have those dominant performances, they can absolutely have those dominant performances. It's just a matter of, you know, showing up on the day. So far, it seems like they started to struggle towards the beginning of the game, but we did see flashes of brilliance from them, you know, throughout that first game.
Yeah, it was definitely shaky at times from mYinsanity, but like you said, those moments of brilliance are what are going to keep the fans of mYinsanity and, of course, the players, you know, watching, competing at that highest level, not letting that mental drop, which is going to be a really big factor in a best-of-set format. If you start to let yourself get mentally fatigued, whether that is through frustration or just the amount of gameplay you're going to be putting yourself through, you've got to keep yourself in check. You've got to count those happy moments and look into Game 2 with a fresh mindset. mYinsanity still with a fair bit to prove.
Yeah, absolutely. And Game 2, this could be where they do it. We'll have to find out, but here we are. We have kickoff, and you know, we talked about this matchup, and it's like, you know, history with their matchup before. But I want to just take a highlight something, which was in their first matchup, which was all the way back in, I believe, was it week 8 of the league play. You know, it went to Game 5 between these two teams. It was 3-2. It was also a reverse sweep from Cloud Esports. When mYinsanity went up 2-0 in the first 2 games, Cloud Esports battled back in a dominant fashion to try and, you know, take that series. And it's nice to see Cloud Esports starting off strong here when they maybe necessarily didn't the last time these two teams played.
Yeah, certainly. And there is a shot off here. It is Greeks opening the scoring here for mYinsanity. And it's an important goal for them. The first one in this game, putting them ahead for the first time in this series. And of course, with it only being the second game, initially, that doesn't sound all that impressive, but they got dominated in that first game. mYinsanity potentially saying it's our turn.
Well, let's see, as mYinsanity already first on the board. That's some good signs for them after a bit of a struggle bus in the first game at the beginning and the end. And, well, I think the beginning and the end, Pegasus, are 2 key words in this series. We talk about longevity and we talk about, you know, the series as a whole, but it's a lot of the time about how you start and how you finish. And, well, certainly both teams, well, we can't really talk about how they... I was going to say, usually in a series you can talk about how a team is starting Game 1, but in this you can't really talk about it just yet because, you know, it's Game 1 out of a potential 21. So, I mean, what an incredible save that was. And maybe mYinsanity might just be giving us a little peek into, you know, the book of tricks that they have locked away for a potential 21-game series.
Well, they did get that save, but I must say it wasn't pretty. 3 players there backflipping for that one. It was a slight opening there, which Cloud Esports just about weren't able to take advantage of. But it's a top team. You give them that opportunity for a second time, I don't think you'll be just as lucky. But Troker, the player who was definitely my highlight when these two teams last faced, wasn't the predominant player in the first game. That was more in the hands of Velocity, who, like we said, almost dropped 1,000. But should he also reach those heights that his teammates is reaching, Cloud Esports are going to be an even harder team to stop. And just like I mentioned his name, he's up for this ball, passing it to that very same teammate I also mentioned, Greeks. Low boost, hits that ball out. mYinsanity too slow to bat ball, so instead is back in the possession of Cloud Esports, who sees Karma waiting, but a big pinch forward might give mYinsanity their second. Oh my goodness, coast to coast.
And it will right there. Absolutely lovely there from mYinsanity. And well, Velocity, you have to say, went for the reset, went for the drop down pass to a teammate, but unfortunately for him, there was a mYinsanity who wanted to challenge that, and there was a mYinsanity who wanted another goal from mYinsanity.
And straight up a kickoff, relatively neutral coming out the gate, but still Cloud Esports find a way to give themselves an idea of advantage. Karma keeping that ball, 60 boost in the tank, a flip reset collected as well, of which they've saved for quite some time now. Does beat one player, but Greeks waiting for that second, a player who's very good defensively, showing themselves again, but in the offense, it's all Kiva and mYinsanity combining together to get that third goal for mYinsanity.
And I think so far, you know, getting number 2, we see a very different side. We see mYinsanity starting to dominate, and Cloud Esports looking a little bit questionable. I think that's going to be something we're going to get to see a lot in this best of set, Pegasus. You know, it almost feels like, you know, this could be more of a bit of an elevator, you know, where you get to the top and then someone presses the button, gets in, and all of a sudden you're going down the elevator again. And, right now, that seems like something that could continue to happen. It's all about, can you find a floor where no one's standing on, and can you continue to rise up and, well, keep performing? That's my question for both of these teams.
At Trucker, back on the ball, on the front foot here for Cloud Esports, who do fall behind by 3 goals. We saw how quickly mYinsanity could pick up some goals on the score sheet in the first game, but with 6-7 goals ahead against them, it wasn't enough to bring themselves back in the game. Cloud Esports with a realistic opportunity to do so themselves, but mYinsanity coming out with a different force than we saw in the opener. Karma in the corner, sees mYinsanity in front, Greeks behind, not many boosts in the tank, had to wait for that corner to spawn, and it did just in the nick of time to knock that ball out. And as we fall to these final 60 seconds, it looks like mYinsanity might just get that game back.
Well, we'll have to see. 60 seconds. We've seen, you know, earlier on in game number 1, we saw mYinsanity pick up a couple of goals in a short space of time. So it's not out of the question as yet, and Cloud Esports can certainly play an upset if they can start getting these shots on target, just like they were last game. You know, where we saw Velocity showing up, dropping almost 1,000 points, and well, you know, with 40 seconds left, it's definitely still possible and definitely still could happen, but it's going to take a lot of effort. And well, you really need to be starting to hit these shots, hit these marks. Troker up to the ceiling, tries to control it, but it just lets it drop there for a second. The demo comes through onto Kiva to try and create a little bit of space here for Cloud Esports, but the space will be instantly removed and revoked as well. Cloud Esports, they want to try and keep things going, but well, mYinsanity, they don't want to let them have anything. They don't even want to let them have a goal. Sorry, and as the seconds tick down, this is looking ever so impossible for Cloud Esports, sorry, but maybe some last-ditch efforts to try and get something on the board, although it will be kept out, it will be saved away, the ball will hit the ground, and mYinsanity answer back.
Hodge, my good friend, you beautiful caster, I think we've got ourselves a grand finals here. Both teams look ready. First game, it was slow coming from mYinsanity. The second one, bit slow for Cloud Esports, but I think that's it. I think we've got 2 teams warmed up, and game 3, this is when we're going to get some action. These 2 teams clashing. They've had their slow periods. We've worn that all out. Let's get these sets started.
And Pegasus, I know I'm usually the optimistic one here, but I mean, I didn't realize there was new levels to this optimism. But here we are. After 2 out of potential 21 games, we have a grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joking though. You know, we definitely very well could. Both teams look like they're in pretty good form here, so we'll have to see how this develops. But you know, like you said, like we've been talking about, this has been very back and forth already, and I think we both expect this to continue to be so as both teams try to find new strategies to, you know, new ways of surprising their opponents. But let's see what Cloud Esports have cooked up in game number 3 as they try to answer back after a mYinsanity loss in game 2.
Equal game score now. This best of 7 does become a best of 5, but it's the first of a maximum of 3 series. And straight off the kickoff, there was an attack there for Cloud Esports, which mYinsanity have now picked up for their own possession. A double commit there coming from Cloud Esports. mYlox ball back forward, but it was only due to having low boost, allowing their teammates some time to regroup. Instead, it ends up just giving away possession, and Cloud Esports score first in this game. And it's 3 games in a row where we've had a goal in the first minute.
Yeah, certainly, and it's continuing the trend into game 3, like you say, although I have to say, Cloud Esports, congratulations. They've scored their first goal in around about 5 or 6 minutes, so, you know, well done to you guys. You've got off to a great start in game number 3, and now I want to see if they can continue it. Will we continue to have a one-sided game each time in this series, as right now it seems like, you know, we're starting to get a little bit more pressure here from Cloud Esports than we were seeing in that game number 2. Can Karma continue it? The pass back, one to the other, and Velocity strikes it home. Cloud Esports with a lovely 1-2 there, and Toodaloo straight to mYinsanity. Karma to Velocity and back to the other one. And well, I mean, Pegasus, that is the sort of plays you need to be making when you want to win championships and when you want to win a best of 21 series.
And Velocity, even in the match which they lost, he has been so good, and that's just continued in this third game. The 1-2 play, one individual player, almost acting as if it's 2 or 4 versus 3 if you're on the side of Cloud Esports. There he is again, getting his second goal. And he's just one of those players where ask and you shall receive. Incredible in the grand finals, and Troker's infield pass, you have to catch that ball perfectly to pull that one off. And mYinsanity's defense in shambles in the opening.
So by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just to clarify, each game I'm now subbing in for a player on a different team. So in game 1, I was subbing in from one of the players in mYinsanity. Game number 2, I was subbing in for one of the players on Cloud Esports, and well, I'm back over to mYinsanity. I know I'm doing everything today. So yeah, no, but being seriously, I don't know what's happening so far. We're just getting like back and forth. But that is the sort of game and series you want when it's a longevity one like this. And now it's up to the ceiling. Now it's Troker who's trying to capitalize and make it 4 here for Cloud Esports, but they are locked out for the time being. Velocity now going to try and take control, which just seems to be a familiar thing we've already started to say quite a lot in this series, and I only expect it to be something that we get even more familiar with as the games roll on, although shut down by Greeks for now, as mYinsanity, they're not quite done with game number 3, and they want to try and get their first of game 3 on the board. Now it's mYlox to the ceiling. What an angle that is!
Whoa.
And it drops down, top bins for mYinsanity.
And finally, they have a sign of offense, and they've made the most of it. mYlox versus Velocity in the air. It's not very often that he's beat to a ball, so they waited just that bit of time for that touch to be a bit too heavy. That 50-50 in the favour does give mYinsanity their goal. And if Greek can put this one on target, it does come off the back wall. Keeper trying to get the read forward to bring this game just that bit closer, but can't quite pull it off. Keeper back onto this ball, forced that ball forward, had plenty of boost in the tank, actually had to burn plenty just to put themselves back on the ball. Still getting that touch on the ball against Karma. Velocity back on, 2 very high players from mYinsanity just allow a 4th goal there. That's just an elementary mistake, which has just led to a completely free net there for Cloud Esports. And it's problems which have persisted quite commonly in this series, I must say, from both of these teams.
Yeah, both teams still trying to get a feel for how each other play, I guess, from a playstyle perspective. But right now, it seems to be Cloud Esports who's been the benefactor in most situations. And, well, as much as mYinsanity are going to try and shut that down right now in game number 3, they can't quite find an answer. They found one goal, but since then, not quite anything just yet. Greeks now tries to change that. mYinsanity also trying for the interception, but it's locked away for the time being. Velocity also trying to join the party, but, well, it's also shut down as Greeks flies in from absolutely nowhere and tries to get himself involved in the play. mYinsanity just drives past, not quite makes contact on that. And could that cost mYinsanity here, as now this gives Cloud Esports a run, trying to get this a 5th goal.
And Greeks goes up for the ball, as does Trucker. Trucker, it's not the best connection on the ball, but Velocity was waiting to be that follow-up. Infield pass attempted here for Karma, but back on the ball here is mYinsanity, who, despite being much low on boost, does end up better on that 50-50. Greeks will throw another on net, but it's not going to be enough to beat the Cloud Esport defender. And overall, it seems like this game has slowed down quite a fair bit. It was fireworks out of the opening for this 3rd game, especially on the side of Cloud Esports, but as time has gone, both these teams seemingly slowed down. Those mistakes have still persisted, but I'm hoping now we're getting into a period where that will flatten out and we'll stop seeing these extremely wide score lines.
Yeah, and I think that's something, just to highlight, massive props to these two teams. That's something that you often don't see with teams in Rocket League. When you go into a series, it's often more of a case of, teams start out really slow, and as they start to discover each other's playstyles, start to speed up a little bit. These two teams, they're so good that they just have that confidence to come in fast, come in confident, and, well, come in and try and just, dominate in their space, but now they've realized, as I know I'm saying, quite a lot here, but they're just so good that they recognize that they can just play how they want to start off a series. But when they do work out how to play in a series in general, they then, are able to slow things down, are able to change their play style, and as we see here from Velocity, able to get a 5th goal on the board here for Cloud Esports.
And just when you thought that adjustment period was over for mYinsanity, Velocity just shows another trick in his toolbox. Keeping the ball low, it's perfect control on the ball, and the flick unstoppable there for the mYinsanity defense. 5-1 up here for Cloud Esports. It felt like a scoreline which was already chalked up just under a minute ago, but a little extra one for the road, for the stats, and of course to try and bring themselves into a Game 4 match where mYinsanity will have the upper hand and the potential to, Cloud Esports will have the upper hand and the potential to put themselves on match points.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Cloud Esports. Well, yeah, Cloud Esports are going to be able to take that game number 3 and move ever so closer towards our match point of our first match here and our first series here. Sorry, it's all confusing. I know we've both never done this, Pegasus, so it's like new vocabulary that we're learning here to try and get through this match. We'll get through it together, everyone. We'll get through it, I promise. Us, the viewers and the players, but it could very well be a long series, and both teams have, well, put up pretty good performances and less so good performances. So it's all going to be about how this can continue as we head into game numero 4.
Yeah, it's really ebbed and flowed so far, and it's been two teams taking turns every single game. Cloud Esports taking all the odd-numbered games so far. mYinsanity only taking that second one, so if the pattern continues, mYinsanity win, what, 6-2 with how this has gone so far? However,
okay,
Karma looking to break the mold with an earlier goal than before. Top right corner, I mean, fair enough, and it's an incredible finish. But really?
Okay, so what's going on here, everyone, is we've secretly got Kasalin, standing, our producer standing at the side with a stopwatch, and the earlier that the players score, they get like a benefit, they get a prize, and well, right now it seems like Cloud Esports, they want all the prizes to themselves. How selfish, I know, but right now it's a Cloud Esports show once again here, and Pegasus, I personally wouldn't have started predictions there, because now you've essentially just cursed mYinsanity. So congratulations, all mYinsanity fans. You now have someone to go and send some hate messages to. It's at Sir Pegasus on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. I get enough. I won't be able to see it in the sea I already have. But the series does continue. Cloud Esports really taken this match in their stride. And so strange because they did have such a poor game too. I thought things would start flattening out. But these double commits, which mYinsanity were constantly throwing forward at the early stages of the game, really put themselves in such a disadvantage. They're essentially always giving Cloud Esports that 1-goal, 2-goal head start. And despite that goal that they've just scored here, which I must say was beautifully worked, they're still a goal behind.
Yeah, mYinsanity knew exactly what he wanted to do with that one. Well, position his car in such a way where he can take the 50, but when he takes that 50, it puts the defense in a little bit of a sticky situation as they have to try and get round a bearing down mYinsanity player who wants to try and put that one in the back of the net. And mYinsanity and mYinsanity certainly did just that. Now it's Cloud Esports already looking for the counter-attack though, as we start to see a game where it actually looks a little bit more equal, Sir Piggers. It's not a blowout on one side or the other.
I don't know.
It looks like we are starting to have a little bit more of a more. I was waiting to before I continued that because I thought it was going to be another goal there. But right now it looks like we're starting.
It might! The double block there from Hodgcast and the three-man play coming from Cloud Esports. Delayed shots coming out as they weave that ball in between the blue cars of mYinsanity as they make it 3-1 and try and continue these high scorelines, of which has been characteristic of themselves in this grand final. Ceiling pinch attempted there as well. The pressure truly never stops here for Cloud Esports. mYinsanity's 50-50 does go out wide. Karma seconds ahead for that one, flying in field here by Trucker. Another opportunity, maybe making it 4, but Greeks will clear this one out temporarily.
I have to say, Pegasus, it's a good job we don't buy lottery tickets because our predictions are currently awful. Here we go, though, as like we say, right now, I'll rephrase that sentence. It looks a bit more one-sided once again, and mYinsanity shoved in defense once again. Greeks take to the skies, looks for a pass to Kiva, but well, Troker had read it perfectly and was already wise to the play. Velocity in field to Karma. He puts it on the backboard, already sets himself up for a double. But right now, it's the Cloud Esports show, and it will continue to be just that. But the saves come through from mYinsanity. It's scrappy, but it works okay. And mYinsanity now has to try and turn into a human barrage right there. I don't know what you call it, but we'll just go with that. As mYinsanity have tried to force their way past Cloud Esports, but it will not be effective for very long. And Troker ready and waiting to shut everyone down.
Cloud Esports are just playing with them. I'm sorry, that post-to-post hit, that was calculated, and you won't convince me otherwise. It was a completely open net, and with the Cloud Esports team we've seen so far, they would never miss from those kind of opportunities. This game, they feel like they've got it in the bag. The mYinsanity players have barely ever had the ball in the other half so far, and I'm just unimpressed with how this series has continued from mYinsanity. They were the team that was really strong heading into it, especially with their 4-1 win against Irie Legacy, an Irie Legacy team that are going to be looking at this series so far with a little bit of disgust.
Yeah, certainly, right there. Irie Legacy, though, I have to say, they put up a good fight in their third place match, but they didn't quite get it done against VisionGaming. Shout out if you watched that one earlier on in the broadcast. And well, yeah. It was a good first series to lead us in. It went to Game 7, and right now we might be still looking at a Game 7 angle, or we might still be looking at a Game 4 angle for currently as well. mYinsanity, we keep saying this every game, Pegasus, and well, they haven't proved us wrong yet, but mYinsanity are not done with the Cloud Esports domination just yet.
It was a good goal coming straight off the counter, and those counter-attacks that you really need to take advantage of when you're not the team that is getting that constant possession. Cloud Esport, they've had the ball a vast majority of the time, so if mYinsanity do get those rare offenses, you've got to be scoring basically 100% of the time at this point, but I'm still not sure if that is going to be enough. They need to start picking up a bit more of the possession as they do actually attempt with this play going forward, and apply some of that pressure on Cloud Esports, something which I don't really feel like they felt throughout this grand finals. And that's not a position you want to put your opponents in what should be a very high stakes matchup. There's 100 Swiss francs on the line here.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, right now it seems like both teams have made a pretty good claim to it, but right now it seems like Cloud Esports has been that better team so far throughout this first series. Can Kiva change that to the backboard? This ball goes. Is it going to drop down? His streak's going to be there for the interception. So many questions. The answer's not quite there just yet as Karma takes control back into the midfield we go, but Kiva's found the angle, found the interception, and mYinsanity have found themselves within a 1-goal game here of Cloud Esports with less than 30 seconds left. We talk about these early goals, Sir Pegasus, but, well, can we see these late goals off the kickoff?
Well, I said there was 100 Swiss francs on the line, and maybe that would have allowed mYinsanity to give up, but I stand corrected. It's 150 Swiss francs on the line, which keeps these two teams fighting. You're guaranteed 150 for making the grand final, but Velocity trying to lead the charge to double their winnings so far, and it's the team which so far has looked firmly deserving of it as they try to put themselves on the first series point here. 18 seconds. It would take an absolute miracle for mYinsanity to keep this game going, and well, we should have enough gameplay to watch here. We do see the yellow text on the screen. The countdown has begun, and a comeback does become more and more improbable. But
hang on.
Hold on a minute.
We talk about these early goals. This would be monumental as Kiva slots it perfectly home right there. Now, we see these early goals. mYinsanity, can you do it with 1 second remaining? Here we go to the kickoff. The ball hits the floor. That was very anticlimactic, wasn't it?
It was.
I have to say.
It was.
It was. Just the entire build-up of that last minute. You know, we had that last goal in the final 30 seconds. Instantly, Cloud Esports get another one, and it already seems like it's just like, okay, yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for the storyline, Rocket League, but no. It's going to shut us down. And, well, that is Cloud Esports going up 3-1 in the series. So one more game needed for them to go up in the best of set and be only one best of 7 away from claiming the championship. We'll have to find out if that's going to happen very quickly, or if mYinsanity still have a lot to say about this grand final in this first set specifically, as they now need to win quite a few more games here, Pegasus. 3 in a row to stop Cloud Esports from taking away this first set. Sorry.
But last game was interesting because it did actually end in a 1-goal difference, which was surprising because for a majority of the game, Cloud Esports had that wide goal difference all in their favour, and then just in those final seconds, mYinsanity did step up. It was too little too late. Oh, we almost saw a fantastic play coming up the opening there, coming from Cloud Esports, an aerial demo play to try and get us another quick opening goal, but that window for that same title hasn't shut yet, and it is still Cloud Esports on the attack. Ball coming off the backward. That was, I believe a backflip coming from one of the defenders from mYinsanity. The second one was required to get back clearance, but they do survive off the initial attacks, and now it's mYinsanity who have some time in the other half. Karma, though, really trying to clean it, but Kiva does see a net in front of him, decides to go for the backhaul instead, and I just think that was the wrong decision.
Well, we'll have to see if it's going to come back to bite them later on in this match. Kiva trying to just get a hand on this ball, but the ball's bouncing here, there, and everywhere. Almost into the back of the net is Karma, but not quite allowed as he's denied there by Kiva right in front of the goal line. There's a lot of Ks in this match, I have to say. Kiva, Karma, and, well, right now it might be Karma for mYinsanity after that last goal that they just could have had, but, well, just the placement wasn't quite perfect, Pegasus. And now you can't give Cloud Esports any time here, you know, because, well, they'll do stuff like that, and they have just done stuff like that as Cloud Esports go up 1-0 in our game number 5.
And Velocity again getting himself on the score sheet. That connection with Karma! The player you were just mentioning, the final one to get themselves a goal contribution in this game, does it alone. A double tap straight off the kickoff, doubles Cloud Esports lead, and oh my word, what a way to do it.
Well, that was absolutely incredible there from Karma. How do you like those apples, he says. And, well, right now, by saying, we're just sort of poking mYinsanity with a stick, it feels like, going, do something. And, well, they're going to have to show us that right now, because currently, if this continues, there'll be a set down and they'll have to reverse sweep the set in general. And, well, we know they're a team who have the caliber to do that, but it's going to be oh so difficult against a team like Cloud Esports, who's performing up to the caliber that they currently are. Karma now off the backboard. Here we go. The demos come through. That's what Cloud Esports have used so well throughout this first set, to create any space they need to try and help them in their offensive, attacks here. And it's worked out so well for them here. The passing plays, the demos, everything aligning for them. But hold on a minute. It's off of the backboard, off of the crossbar. Anywhere but the back of the net is mYinsanity. But can Greek change that as he takes to the backboard, drops down? One of the players, Latroke, is awkward and, well, just survives the time being. Drops down though. It's Kiva from the ceiling. And mYinsanity still have a little bit of hope here in this game 5.
And what a goal there from Kiva! Reading the ceiling pinch there from Karma. I'd say it's a miracle. Complete divine intervention to have that one land perfectly. Is that little bit of hope that mYinsanity needed. They had their opportunities in this game to get that first goal, and they just couldn't push it past the line. Now it's their turn to fix from those previous mistakes, because they've been gifted a second chance.
Absolutely. Let's see if that second chance is going to be, well, any sort of, is going to help them at all in this game, and you'd have to hope it would, because we've seen flashes of brilliance from mYinsanity. They're sort of, so far they've been a mid-game team. They have a little bit of struggles towards the early and the late game, but in the mid-game they start to pop off. But right now, in the mid-game, it's Velocity who will not be denied as he hits a cracking shot there off of a pass from his teammate, puts it top left. And Cloud Esports show why, you know what, it doesn't matter how many games we are, we're going to respect you, we're going to play disciplined, and we're going to continue to play how things have worked out for us so far this series.
Disciplined? They're pre-jumping each other. I've just seen them attempt a second one there, but the Cloud Esports hive mind is too powerful. These players are so well connected, even in the grand finals when the pressure really should be on them. They seemingly are not feeling it. Like I said before, they're going for these pre-jump plays. They're happy to just throw themselves at these balls as quick as possible. And it's just been working. mYinsanity, it's not like they've been playing safe, but they've certainly been playing scared. And Cloud Esports, for that very reason, have been able to maintain the advantage. There's a great pass there from Velocity coming from the musty flip, but Karma can't push the ball past Kiva. But the mental damage is already done. That defense continues to get whittled down, and Karma does get that goal. He has earned himself.
Well, you'd have to say, a team like this normally, you'd be like, okay, they're 3-1 up in the series. They're just pre-jumping stuff because they feel like they've already got it secure. But no, with this team, it's like, okay, so they're pre-jumping stuff because that's how they normally play. And, well, that's exactly what we've been watching so far throughout this series in general. I mean, right now it's been Cloud Esports who just feel like they can pre-jump everything, and they usually 9 times out of 10 win the challenge. We do see a little bit of a misstep right there from one of the players, but it will not matter. Maybe it will, as Kiva slots another one home, and it's 4-2 here in this game number 5. And well, right now, Sir Pegasus, we might start to see mYinsanity creep ever so closer. It's something we've seen a couple of games here and there throughout this series, but it hasn't quite worked out for them just yet. Will this be the game where that changes?
I don't know if I have that level of confidence here. This just seems to be the history of mYinsanity in this series so far. But they just wake up a little bit too late. By this time, they've already allowed Cloud Esports to have 4 goals ahead of them. Kiva does try to redirect that ball back into the danger area. Greeks does well to get that double tap on the wall as well. But Cloud Esports, they don't even have to score. They don't even really have to keep the ball out of their half. They've just got to wind down this clock. They'll take the goal regardless, however. Velocity adding another grand final hat-trick to his repertoire. And just putting that nail in the coffin for mYinsanity. 26 seconds, 3 goals, it's possible, but I'm calling it now. This first series is over.
Well, it looks like that is the case right now. 26 seconds remaining here. As Velocity still just going to try and starve out this boost on the side of mYinsanity. Drops down. The player misses that touch, and that's just going to create another opening here for Cloud Esports to just do what they've been continuing to do throughout this first set. As the 10 seconds tick down, Greeks tries for some last-ditch efforts. Kiva from the ceiling has been something that we've come to know and love throughout this first set, but it's not been enough. The ball will hit the ground eventually. 3 goals up are Cloud Esports. And well, right now, it is going to be mYinsanity who are 2 series down. They need to reverse sweep in the set. And that is the angle that they will be looking at going into the next series as Cloud Esports go 1-0 up in our best of sets.
Well, this wasn't the airtight opening series of which these 2 teams showed before when they met all the way back in League Play Week 8. That was all Cloud Esports. mYinsanity really were not showing much until, well, the final minute of every single game it seems. But of course, with best of 7s already being so exhausting and this being a very high pressure grand finals best of set, we are going to have a break between series. We will have our first one here for a minimum of 10 minutes. We will return to for the second series, and well, mYinsanity, I think it'll be back to the drawing board. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all after the break. Well, after a very short break, we do return to the Awaken League Grand Final because it was the players of mYinsanity which requested we hop straight back into set 2. And as a refresher for all of you out there, it was a freestyle finish for Cloud Esports. Double taps, flip resets, pre-jumps galore to finish that one off in a 4-1 first series victory. mYinsanity, they looked slow out there. They couldn't keep up, but still, they didn't burn a single timeout, and they want to throw themselves straight into that second series. And, well, that's certainly a surprise to me, Hodge.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a very, very dominant performance, I think is best to say, in that first set from Cloud Esports. But now we're going to be looking to see if mYinsanity can respond. They wanted to get, like you said, straight into this. They're obviously still very, very confident in their ability to play Rocket League. And, I mean, why wouldn't you be when you've demolished everyone in the season apart from Cloud Esports? But we are going to get things underway very, very soon. We're just waiting for all the players to be ready. It seems like everybody is ready, so why don't we just kick things off here? Cloud Esports, mYinsanity, another 7 games in this set 2. Pegasus, take it away!
Well, we do return, and this second set does keep things all fresh, all reset, and mYinsanity need to step up. It's a must-win best of 7. They've already suffered their second series defeat, but Cloud Esport still remain invincible. Can mYinsanity shut that down twice in a row to take this grand finals?
That is a massive question, and we're going to find the answer to it very, very shortly. As already it seems like we're off to another quick start here, and it's Cloud Esports who have the pressure against them. That's not something that we've seen very much in the last series, but something that we've started to see already off of the first game here. Is it going to continue though, or Karma and, well, its teammates going to try and find an answer to it right now? A little bit of a mistouch there, as double commit has to be used to try and well, clear the danger, but the danger's not quite clear yet. Velocity's certainly going to try and do that though, as he gets the catch, but no boost to try and follow it up. So it's back over to the other side of the field we go, where Cloud Esports already find themselves in a little bit of danger. It's in field, but Velocity able to pick it up and clear it away.
Kiva at the back corner, 100 boost to follow this ball, and he does get onto the end of it. Karma though does get that 50-50, and oh, it's a big mistake here coming from Cloud Esports, but mYinsanity were not able to punish it. Musty flicks coming from Velocity, and mYinsanity, they have come out the gates firing.
Absolutely. And, well, maybe they just needed that little bit of time, or no time at all, actually, as they wanted to kick things off instantly. They needed no time at all to just get their confidence back and say, you know what? It was just warming up. It was just our warm-up set. We're now ready to pull off the reverse sweep. Let's see if they're able to do it. mYinsanity, here we go off the side wall. Greeks over to the other wall. It's like a game of Pong right now, but it's not 1980. It's Rocket League era, and it is time for these players to try and get themselves involved in this game, get themselves involved in this series, and get this first goal off the mark, and almost right there is Cloud Esports on the board, but not quite able to. Troker tries to redirect this one off of the front of his car, but not quite able to just yet either, as mYinsanity tries to take control, is able to get past two, drops down to a teammate, but blocked away by Karma as well. Cloud Esports and mYinsanity, both of these teams had this pressure, had this aggression, but nobody has been quite able to break through just yet.
And mYinsanity still maintain that pressure. It's Kiva pushing that ball into the corner, and he'll try and find someone in field. It's Greeks, who after that initial whiff did have a chance to go for that one earlier, but it was cleared out there by Karma. mYinsanity with the save. Velocity again challenged at this corner. Plenty of play at those wider parts of the pitch. Karma back on net. Greeks saves this one out and has to recover himself for the follow-up, but Velocity will keep it close. He's been so composed throughout the first series, and the second one, that is looking to continue, but it's Kiva bringing this ball back forward. Troker in the corner again, mYinsanity, and it's been pretty safe for both teams so far. This ball not really finding itself into the dangerous center, but once it does, Troker is able to put that ball away. New series and seemingly a new story. The first goal of the game coming after the 3rd minute instead of in the first, and mYinsanity actually putting up a bit of a fight.
Well, some things change, some things stay the same. One of the things staying the same is us still caster cursing people. Let's hope that does come to an end very soon, though, as right now Troker takes to the backboard. Oh, their double tap was lined up, but taken away by mYinsanity. Now they're downfield. They're looking to try and get the first blood for Cloud Esports on the board here, but well, mYinsanity not let in just yet. The gate slams shut in their face, and Cloud Esports have to try and clear this. They've just given an open lane to mYinsanity, though. The shot blocked away, and mYinsanity look to try and continue the pressure. Greeks has to try and get a hand on this ball, but has been disrupted by one of the attackers of Cloud Esports, and now 1 minute remaining. mYinsanity have to try and see what they can do to find an opening into this game number 1. It's been a bit more of a close game here, Pegasus, but still, they haven't been able to find that an important, crucial goal.
Velocity up for this one, and could have had a good double tap there, but Kiva does make the save. But Karma on the follow-up, and it seems to be the same old story we were seeing in Series 1 with Karma's performances. So good at setting up those attacks, and if that ball is going to fly out in the box, they are always prepared to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 here, 40 seconds remaining. This has to be it, you'd imagine. Greeks to the ceiling, now tries to go down for the shot, but not quite able to. 30 seconds remaining as Kiva also tries to get that one on target, but not able to, and blocked out again. mYinsanity tries to win the 50, but blocked out again. Here we go. It's mYinsanity looking for something, looking for anything. Cloud Esports, they just want to take this first game. They just want to go up in the second series and start off really, really well. Kiva tries to get something going here, but the Cloud Esports are not allowing mYinsanity anything whatsoever. Velocity starves out the boost. Greeks flick over the top, but this will hit the ground. This will be killed, and this will be Cloud Esports on the board first.
And they continue their winning streak, but not as convincing as the ones we were seeing before. mYinsanity certainly stepped up. We remained goalless for actually a majority of that game until Cloud Esports got that first one in, and when one goal comes in for Cloud Esports, the second one is surely sure to follow. 7 shots there on the side of mYinsanity, 0 goals, and a lot of it coming from impeccable defense shown by Cloud Esports, a defense which really hasn't been challenged all that much.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely seemed like, you know, in that first game, it was a little bit more of a stabilized mYinsanity than it was in the first series. They sort of knew what they had to do. They just couldn't quite execute when it mattered. They set up the plays, but when it did get in front of that net, when it did get to those all-important chances, they sort of forgot what they had to do in a way, and they forgot, oh yeah, you know, we haven't quite done this yet. We have to actually get it in that massive goal-shaped hole in the side of the wall. But yeah, let's see if they're able to do it in the next game, as we do head into game number 2, and we get to see if mYinsanity have found an answer for Cloud Esports' hot start in the second series.
Well, game 2 awaits, and just as quick as the players wanted to get this series started, they're quick into game 2 here, and well, I'm hoping that we continue to see mYinsanity grow as a team, because that was a really good opening, but the same could be said about the series beforehand, where they did actually get a win in game 2, but then Cloud Esports picked back up that momentum and looked seemingly unstoppable yet again. But it's Kiva up to this ball, shot on velocity, does make that save, at the ball still not out of danger yet. It's high here. Karma has to bring that one forward. It's bumped off the follow-up, and that double commit does make things dangerous. mYinsanity back in the ball. Demos being thrown out here by Trucker. And now Cloud Esports have the opportunity to pile the pressure. It was an unfortunate spawn there coming from the mYinsanity defender, but it actually may have been the smokescreen they needed to throw Cloud Esports off the scent.
Yeah, well, Velocity already trying to get something going, blocked out for now by Greeks. Double commit, I believe, and now it's up to mYinsanity to get something going, try and chase this down, try and, well, benefit off of Cloud Esports' mistake, but they're not able to, as the rotation back comes through, and mYinsanity, in defense once again, have to try and break out of it, are able to do so, though, as well as this ball goes over to the sidewall. Greeks pinch downfield. Kiva already pre-jumped on target. We go, but Choker able to make the save and keep things out, keep things alive for now for Cloud Esports. And mYinsanity, well, you know, it was a really, really good opportunity, a really, really good shot, but unfortunately, that defense still standing strong from Cloud Esports.
And well, again, we're past that 1 minute's point with no goal score, so it's looking to be a very different matchup between these two teams. Velocity bumped off here, but Kiva's ball popped up high, doesn't get the ball away from possession, merely brought back the inevitable as Karma again gets themselves on the score sheet.
Well, right now, Cloud Esports, they seem unstoppable, they seem unbeatable, and they do not want to be beaten whatsoever. They know they've dominated everyone throughout this series. They haven't lost a single series. They've lost games, but they haven't lost a single series. And the only team, actually, Pegasus, to take them to Game 5 in the regular season has been this team right here in mYinsanity. Everyone else couldn't get any more than one game off of them, and well, this is why, because they're such a dominant force in the Awaken League. They're such a dominant force to try and contend with, and they're going to continue to do that, as Cloud Esports have one goal in this game, number 2 of the second set. They want to try and keep this ball rolling, try and close it out, but mYinsanity wants anything otherwise. He tries to 50 out Velocity, but Velocity, a strong Englishman, not quite able to be beat down just yet. And the demos come through on the side of Cloud Esports as they're just trying to create some more openings here on the back lines, but not able to. And this ball's cleared once again into open space. mYinsanity trying to win out these 50s, trying to play this into the center for Greeks to come in, roll in, and finish things off. And you have to say right there, Pegasus, there's a little bit of a mistake coming through from Troker, just trying to get this one cleared as quickly as possible, but rushed it a little bit, and that just gave the opening to Greeks.
Absolutely, he struggled to control himself after that bump. He had to not panic, slow himself down, maybe have a little bit of a tap on the brakes there, and that ball wouldn't have been so heavy, because you never know. Straight afterwards, you could also face a kickoff goal and go from 1 goal ahead to 1 goal behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are. This is how quickly things can change, things can turn around in Rocket League. It can happen in an instant, and well, you may not know it, but now you certainly do. If you're Cloud Esports, 2 minutes, they've got to try and find an answer, and well, we've seen how quickly and how good they have been in that last series at doing just that. But right now, it's mYinsanity who, well, really just, well, at least surprised me. I don't know if it surprised everyone, but certainly surprised me here, Pegasus, about how, you know, they've answered back, but can they continue to do so? Greeks puts it on target! The defense was jumping, but they weren't jumping in the right direction, and it is going to be Greeks who gets another one for mYinsanity. He's really just been leading the charge for mYinsanity in this second game of set number 2 of the grand final, Pegasus. And that's something that has to continue to happen if mYinsanity want to keep performing here.
It was a tough angle to find, yet he still found the top half of that net. It was so hard for Cloud Esport to keep that one out. And for the first time since, well, game 2 of the first set, we do see Cloud Esport struggling as mLogs is about to make it 4.
Well, what has happened right now? Cloud Esports, you looked like a dominant force a couple of minutes ago, but all of a sudden, the pieces have fallen into shreds. And it seems like Cloud Esports, well, I know Cloud is technically a gas, but it's all of a sudden turned into a solid and being put through a paper shredder. As right now, Cloud Esports need to try and find an answer in this game number 2. Will they be able to? We'll have to find out. Karma tries to control it, tries to get a redirect. Velocity has been set up, but Greeks was ready and waiting to save that one away. Actually, no, he wasn't. He was demoed, but one of the players was waiting to save that one away, and now Greek keep it on the backboard, ready to get this downfield and ready to try and start something else here for mYinsanity. Through the air we go as Cloud Esports just trying to get something, getting anything. Velocity reset down to a teammate, but cleared away. Here we go again by these redirects from mYinsanity, and well, that's really what's been helping them out in this game number 2. Redirect over, passing to a teammate, Pegasus, and well, it's really what's been the difference maker here for mYinsanity in this game 2.
Ball back in field here for Karma. Greeks has given that one away, and they do have that 3-goal lead, but we know how quickly Cloud Esports can apply the pressure. But Greeks, recovering from his past mistake, does make that save, coming off the crossbar, and it's another tap to put that ball wide. And wow, Greeks has entered the pitch, and he's taken it by storm.
Right now, well, there was the goal that should have been, but this is the goal that will be. Karma makes it 2. And still, it is within the realms of possibility where Cloud Esports can take this home. If they do, what a statement that would be, Pegasus, to say, we've already gone up in the set, we've already taken the first game of the second, now you have a 3-goal lead, and this is how we take it away from you. And right now, it's not looking like it's going to happen, but that can change ever so quickly. We saw it change earlier on in this game. And mYinsanity scored 2 goals in record time, but right now it seems that will not be happening as Kiva takes to the sky. The clock hits 0. Velocity's pre-jump for a redirect almost found it. But well, at the end of the day, it will be mYinsanity who answer back in the second set. And Pegasus, I have to say, that was such a crucial game there for mYinsanity, in my opinion.
Definitely, it was an incredible performance all around. I mean, Greeks definitely the premier player overall, getting those 2 goals, getting the assists, and the performance in defense as well to match. I mean, there were so many opportunities where he was just beating Cloud Esports players to the ball, putting it into safety, into those corners, buying themselves some time to come back, get boost, and actually launch an attack, which is what they were missing in that first set overall. They really did not have that many opportunities, and for Cloud Esports, seemingly it's just the terrible 2s. They've lost both game 2s in both sets so far. So it's now time for mYinsanity to continue the momentum from this game, break the mold, and make game 3 part of the curse.
Well, unfortunately for Cloud Esports, Pegasus, if they don't like 2s very much, this is a best of 3 series, and if you want to win, you have to win 2 sets. So we'll have to see if they're able to do it, but here we are, mYinsanity, Cloud Esports, we're loading into game number 3, and we're going to see if mYinsanity can keep playing the upset at this point, I want to say, or if Cloud Esports are going to continue their domination off of that first series, off of that first match of the second series, and they're going to continue to play upsets here in this game, in this series, and already off the kickoff, here we have, and so far, it really was Cloud Esports who had that little bit of, kickoff benefits, should we say, downfield already, but has been turned around both ways. So, you never know how this early game goes, Pegasus, and we've seen this early game get pretty hectic a couple of times so far.
Definitely, especially in that first set. I believe we had a goal in the first minute for every single one of the games. That really hasn't followed itself here in the second one, as we do go 2 games in a row now where we actually have had a bit of a period at the beginning of the games where we've seen these 2 teams clash, which is what we wanted heading into this grand finals, and it's been mYinsanity who've certainly woken up here. Greeks puts that ball high, has
What a
plenty of
pre-jump.
boost, but still doesn't want to commit to that one. Velocity, 50-50 here, brings that ball to the corner. Karma can't find a teammate in field. Instead, it's a blue car in the form of Kiva. mYinsanity chases this one down. It's a ball forward again. And this is a much more entertaining game so far. You're really seeing two teams fight each other, and something special is needed to break through, which Karma just a couple boosts away of providing.
Yep, certainly. Velocity also hunting for the pre-jump, hunting for the demos, hunting for any sort of disruption here on the backline so his teammates can come in and play clean up here. Troker was able to just get this to the side. The demos create the space. Karma denies the space and denies the first goal to mYinsanity. Cloud Esports on the board in game number 3.
Oh, and that's so cheeky to get that demo, to open things up, to get that goal. And it actually reminds me of early stages Cloud Esports in that first set, where they were so physical. And I think they started to drop off a bit at the end of that first series with all those demo plays coming out. But early on, every play, it felt like there were two players charging forward. One of them on the ball and the second one chasing down that defender. And if they bring back that play style which we saw before, you see Karma attempting again another bump, it could be trouble again for mYinsanity.
It seems like right now Cloud Esports are just playing how they want, whenever they want. It feels like, you know, they're pre-jumping everything with confidence. They're going for these demos. They're playing it how they want. They're being allowed to play how they want. And that is when we start to see Cloud Esports have this sort of success. Can this continue though? mYinsanity, we've seen them shut them down before when they were 1 goal up, but can they do it again? Troker to the ceiling, tries to go high, tries to go low, but can't quite open up the space just yet for the likes of Karma, for the likes of Velocity to come in and clean up. Velocity now to the, well, tries to go to the ceiling, bumped back though. This gives Greeks the space to try and work his magic on the backboard. Here we go again, but Velocity still just continues to have that space, have that boost, and have, well, free reign to do whatever he wants on the ball. Drops down, here we go again, as once again mYinsanity is forced into defense, Pegasus. It's something that we've been continuing to see quite a lot here throughout this series and the last, but they still have been managing to make things work here, there, and a little bit of everywhere, it seems.
And another infield pass attempted there from Cloud Esports, and we saw how dangerous those passing plays were for mYinsanity, because when Cloud Esports start getting it together, there really aren't many teams that can stop them. Trucker again showing that physical play with the demo. Velocity using that space to his full advantage. Trucker hasn't given up yet. Players just respawning and he's going for more, and I must say, I did like taking advantage of the space there. I still think it was a little bit slow. They had the open net, they had the weakened defense. There was just a little bit too much time to allow that mYinsanity back free to recover.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. It seems like mYinsanity, they want to try and get this offense rolling off the backboard. Velocity has to make that read, is able to, and now it seems like, well, mYinsanity, they're not done with this. They want to continue to keep the play going. Popped up in the air we go as Kiva tries to jump for it, but Karma shuts him down. Off the back wall we go, and what a lovely boom that is. Kiva has to read it, not able to. Greeks with the follow though, and it's 1-1 here in game 3.
Oh, they've come out fighting! Different series, different team, and Greeks has stepped up more than anyone else on this pitch. We know how good Velocity is, we know how good Karma is, we know how good Trucker is, the entirety of Cloud Esports! But it's been mYinsanity who've had to improve!
It's exactly a mirror of game number 2. Get that equaliser, then get the kickoff goal. Now, the story has been rewritten from what it once was. Can it have the same ending?
Trucker, ball forward, saved there by Kiva. And now we see 3 players chasing back there for Cloud Esports. Low boost from the team as a whole, but they've then managed to actually buy themselves some time. This just shows their experience, how they're able to pick things up in a tough position. Velocity with a flip reset, and Kiva with the save. Karma now trying to put on that fight, and Cloud Esports puts in a rare situation where they are desperate to get these goals, but mYinsanity makes that job even harder from his own half. Long shots into that bottom right corner.
There it is. That is the power of dedication, hard work, resilience, and getting it done when you need to. 3-1 here for mYinsanity in this game number 3. Velocity, Catch, tries to do what he can, but what he can could be not enough as the boost levels are just non-existent on the side of Cloud Esports. As it drops in front of the net, we go Greeks, full tank of boost to the backboard, drops down, tries to find the angle, blocked away though. Kiva now backflips into position, and the ball hits the ground. mYinsanity have answered back, and they've answered back in a gigantic way here in set number 2.
That was fury, that was fight, that was a grand final performance coming from mYinsanity. They dropped behind first against Cloud Esport, and it was easy to just feel the ghosts of that past series and just give up at that point. But mYinsanity do not do that. They continue throughout that game to fight back, and they do end up with that 2-goal difference at the end of it. And now they're ahead in the series for the first time in the grand finals so far. It's the best position they've been put into, and the gameplay is following that as well. That was no scrape win, there was no luck involved. Cloud Esport still performed relatively well, but mYinsanity, they just brought themselves up to that other level.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was the kickoff goal. It made such a difference there after that equalizer, and well, we've seen it 2 times in a row now. Will Cloud Esports now start to be thinking, you know, okay, it's happened twice. When that equalizer does come, if it does come, and we expect it to come after that sort of performance, you have to start looking at those kickoffs and, you know, paying attention to them. Now we have a kickoff here. What's going to happen?
Karma, 100 boosts on this ball, looking to get those early goals on, coming off the ceiling! And that would have been goal of the grand finals, easily there for Karma, but just couldn't quite get that final connection. But Velocity trying to attempt a highlight goal of his own there as he does collect the flip reset. Karma, ouch, ouch. We spoke about highlights goals. That certainly was a highlight, but more for the tragic lows than the jubilant highs.
Well, it's unfortunate positioning at the end of the day, and it's about how you bounce back from those situations. And, you know, well, you never know, Pegasus. We might see an equaliser and then a kickoff goal, but right now it seems like Karma is just going to continue to perform, gets the second one, and it was relatively simple, just lined up the double tap, although I have to say, no boost, so congratulations. Pretty nice shot considering he had no boost.
Well, seemed like the theme of that first series was just obscenely one-sided games. The theme of the second series is score a goal, get a kick-off goal free right afterwards. It's been a strange pattern to see here, and Cloud Esports certainly will not be complaining right now, as for once it is in their favour. That was tragic defense coming from mYinsanity, but Milox still managed to keep that one out. This has been a very ropey start for the blue side.
I think the word I would use there is absolutely lucky. It just depended on the placement at the end of the day. The players were a little bit starstruck in the back of the net and might be once again here as a double commit comes through. The team pinch into absolutely nowhere, drops down, the block comes through. mYinsanity stay alive in game number 4 of this second set, but now it seems like Cloud Esports, they want more. There's the shark in the water. Velocity still hunting his prey, but not quite able to get it just yet. Downfield, it's mYinsanity with, well, a goal here. But my question, Pegasus, you know what it's going to be. You know what it's going to be. I'll just let you take it. Come on, it's went out at the kickoff.
Well, another kickoff goal incoming? Is this going to be 2-2? Are we just going to get goals in twos? Let's find out. mYinsanity don't win that one. A bit of possession there for Kiva. But what I thought was really interesting about that pass play, mYinsanity go from completely panicking in defense, every single shot on target leading to a double commit from the mYinsanity defense, to being so composed in offense. And he's following here with an incredible double tap coming from Milox, forcing out an equally good save there from the Cloud Esport defenders. But ball back forward, he does fly back in there for Velocity, but the Englishman couldn't break his way through. Milox now off that backcourt, but Troker We'll just put that ball wide. Karma, redirect, back in field. It's Velocity as they do complete that 1-2 pass despite the deflection. mYinsanity doesn't want to fully commit to that one because Trucker always seems that second ahead to chase those high balls. But still, mYinsanity's offense isn't over. And just as I was complimenting Trucker, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And this shot, which I believe would have been a miss, ends up bouncing into the back of the net off the very man I complimented. Oh dear.
What is it with these goals though? Coming, I know it's not a kickoff goal, but coming in sort of like twos and twos. It's like Rocket League Noah's Ark edition. Here we are. But regardless, let's see if this is going to continue as it's a goal on the side of Cloud Esports. And now we look towards Cloud Esports again to see if they can double it up.
Well, that was a very strange kickoff, certainly. mYinsanity, they were just all out attack on that one. They were committed to putting themselves ahead, but a little bit overzealous, allowed Cloud Esport to have the completely open defense, but they might just get themselves a kickoff goal of their own. No, it's defended well there by Cloud Esport. Ball back to Greeks. Ball coming off the wall here. Karma looking to collect a mid boost, which simply didn't spawn there. Greeks 100 back on the ball. Troker 0 boost. Ends up pinching forward there for a mYinsanity attack. It's 5 goals. They're split as evenly as they possibly could be. And it's been a much closer second series here. mYinsanity with a real chance to make the comeback equally. Cloud Esports haven't really slowed down. They could double their lead here. Great.
Oh!
And you can't just sit in front of net like that.
The problem was there was a smoke screen in front of Greeks. He couldn't see where the oncoming player was, so Karma just had all the time, all the space in the world to just run straight at that ball, attack it head on, and collect another goal for the side of Cloud Esports. It's 2 once again, Pegasus.
Velocity, flip reset, tries to sneak it under mYinsanity, but mYinsanity just about gets a read on that one, and it's Trucker back on the ball, coming off the wall, trying to get that 5th goal in. The lead already doubled. Could they complete it with a triple? Not quite. And Kiva has Greeks in field to try and get that ball too, and it felt like he was caught between 2 minds for that shot there. It was too wide and too powerful even to recover as a pass, but Greeks wanting to go alone, still charging forward with 0 boost, does get about 100, wants to get that demo on Velocity, those demo plays which haven't quite come together so far. 1 minute 20 does remain. mYinsanity need 2, but Cloud Esports in a realistic position to make it 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Kiva, pass over to Greeks. Is the net open? Not when you've got a player like Velocity back waiting to clear any oncoming pressure away. Kiva now picks up 100, tries to get things going, but Karma just finds the interception, finds the back corner of mYinsanity's side of the field. The demos come through, but it is able to be cleared away, and now it's mYinsanity. This time it's mYinsanity finding these demos, Pegasus. Something we haven't seen a lot from them so far, but now this is such a crucial time, and this is the time where you need to be bringing that sort of play out. Here's mYinsanity though, drops down, and well, this play already in session here from Cloud Esports. Up we go to the ceiling, up we go into the skies. This is where Cloud Esports should shine. And well, they are shut down on this occasion, but they still do have that 2-goal lead to try and play with. Greeks downfield, the net open. Can they find it just in time? The answer is no, it's saved away. That's the best chance you'll get. 10 seconds remaining here. Ball popped up. Greeks tries to try and put it on target, but still kept out. The seconds tick down. The ball will hit the ground. Cloud Esports answer back.
And what an answer it was. Constant pressure. They went back to basically same old Cloud Esport. They had so much possession. They had so many shots. mYinsanity was struggling to keep up. And ultimately, they were panicky in defense. So many double commits coming out. And I understand when you've got players like Trucker who have decided to go back to their demo-y ways from before. But they really need to call it here, because once they did actually get themselves back to calm, it was... once they did get themselves back into calm, they were able to compete again. But just like in that first series, they allowed Cloud Esports to have too many goals for themselves to recover it.
I was told that the public needs to know this by our producer, so in the in-game chat right now happening, Troker from Cloud Esports has called out Greeks from mYinsanity. He said, Greeks, the game is the game, don't be toxic. And Greeks' response is just, huh? So we'll have to see if this is going to backfire in any way from any side here. But we just thought we would give you a little bit of lore behind the scenes as to how this is playing out between our two teams. Will that give one of the teams a little bit of fire in their belly, Pegasus, to try and get something done here? But here we go. Game number 5, 2-2 in this second series. mYinsanity, well, they need to try and chase this because Cloud Esports have not lost a single series all season.
Oh, and what a title to have. If they truly do go on to win this series and finish the entire season undefeated, I mean, we gotta give them something extra. It may not be... Oh, they might just go and do it as well. What a play here from Cloud Esports early. This ball flies out. Karma has the opportunity to take the shot, but realizes if they pass it off to Velocity, the defense is forced to be slowed down. Strucker might just get the bump, and it's a higher percentage play. Ingenious coming from Cloud Esports. And again, it just cements that hive-minded mentality they just seem to have. Well,
certainly Milox tries to get something going from the ceiling, but the Cloud Esports will bring it to ground very, very quickly now. They take to the skies immediately, though, on their attack, and, well, shut down just as quickly. Here we go, everyone's scrambling to try and get a hand on this ball, but it's Kiva who's trying to take over on the side of mYinsanity. Other side of the field we go, though, is Greeks trying to get a hand on it. Back over to the, well, backboard we go, and it is just both teams looking to try and figure out this possession, figure out who's going to have control of this game at number 5. It really has been a possession game for both of these teams. Whoever's controlled it has necessarily been the team to walk away with it, but right now it seems like we're going to the skies on the mYinsanity side, and it's dropped down in front of the net. The save had to be there, and Troko was able to make the save.
Ball coming out here, and it is Greeks again off that wall. What a read! Not on target. And that could have been fantastic. There's a double commit to this one. Greeks and Milox both up for that one. And Greeks didn't even have the boost to read it. Either way, it's a quick counter from Cloud Esports, which I think would be unstoppable regardless. What a connection from Troker.
Absolutely. And well, 2 goals here for Cloud Esports. This is where we see mYinsanity get 2 goals. Pegasus, I'll have you know. Either that or they just don't score at all. So we'll have to find out what that is. But right now, Greek's going to try and make something happen. The defense is open, though. Velocity wants to just take his time, but the time is not on his side. Kiva over to the other side of the field. Kiva now tries to just go ahead and put it on target. The first of 2 has been acquired. Now, are we going to get to see the second?
And it's just strange that when that ball was forward, there was no one else ready at that back post. It was a hard angle to shoot from, do not get me wrong there, from Kiva. But he should have had a defender to face there. It was very attacking coming from Cloud Esports, but they're a team that have shown themselves to play very high risk, very on the front foot, and they'll simply score more goals than you.
Displacement divided by time, and I'll tell you the answer to that one right there. Velocity needed no time to displace the defense, find the angle, find the open spot in the goal, and make it 3-1 for Cloud Esports.
Wow. Velocity, what a performance from the Englishman so far, but it's the Swiss keeper who tries to get this game back into the favour of mYinsanity, or at least try and scramble some goals out of this one. It's been an okay performance so far, I would say. Cloud Esports have definitely been the much better team, but there was one quick counter that got mYinsanity their first goal, so if they can maintain those quick counters as they did before, they could bring this slowly back into their favour. But Cloud Esports looking to fill up their holes. Velocity getting that flip reset again, and we've seen a lot of these mechanical plays attempted so far, Hodge. I don't think many of them have actually been all that successful, except for the later stages of that first series. And heartbreaking there for Greeks.
Oh, I'd have to say, if I'm Greeks right there, that is toying with my mental for a good couple of minutes after that one. Unfortunate on the side of Greeks, looks to make the save of his life. but unfortunately then pinches it back into the goal. And we now see 4-1 for the side of Cloud Esports as they're starting to get things together in this series. What once looked like a composed mYinsanity has now started to sort of become a bit more of a chaotic mYinsanity, and we now start to see Cloud Esports go back to their more aggressive, more dominant self in this series. mYlox tries to change that, as he goes from the ceiling, but it is Troka who's just going to take control in the corner. Timeout still available, by the way, for both of these teams, so interested to see if someone calls it after this game. Here we go. Greeks going to pick up some boost, going to go to the corner, going to now try and see what he can do to get this going for mYinsanity when they need it going the most. Kiva downfield tries to pick up some boost, but the boost not available. Tries to get this going, pass over to Greeks, but the shot just a little bit wide. I say a little bit, it was halfway across the field wide, but now the defense has double committed, everyone's missed it, and Greeks now has to be the savior for mYinsanity when nobody else can by the looks of things. It's in the middle, everyone's 3-point turning on the goal line, and somehow Kiva has found a way to get a hold of that and keep it out of the net. Greeks though has to try and now control this Pegasus, and I think this for me is looking incredibly desperate on the side of mYinsanity.
Desperate is definitely the word I would use as well, but in defense, I mean, it's one thing to do a double commit, but how do you have two players going for the ball and neither one gets a touch? That was one of the scariest positions I've ever seen here for mYinsanity, and it just doesn't stop, does it? Cloud Esports unrelenting with their front-footed play, and mYinsanity really have not had much room to breathe, and we saw that there was a bit of an interaction between these two teams in the game chat before this game and we wondered, would it backfire? Apparently Greece is known to be, dare I say, a little bit of a troll on the team and was a bit demo chasey in the later stages of the last game, and I don't think they've been able to snap themselves back into it here. I think this was back to the Series 1 domination we were seeing before, but what a shot there from Kiva. mYlox unable to get that double tap, and Cloud Esports put themselves on championship points.
Well, this could be it. It's been a long, it's been a long second series. The first one was pretty quick so far. Been a little bit more even, but right now Cloud Esports have started to find their stride when it matters most. A dominant game, number 5, winning 4-1. And like you say, Pegasus, one more. 5 minutes away, Cloud Esports are away from, well, establishing dominance here and taking that extra 150 Swiss francs off of mYinsanity. So, Cloud Esports, they haven't lost a series yet this season. Will this be the time where they are taken to Game 7 and that's under threat once again, or will they close it out in 6? So many questions, 5 minutes to answer them. Here we go, game number 6, championship point.
Well, I reminded the players that they had a timeout available. Their response was instantly readying up. mYinsanity and Cloud Esports just want to get on the pitch. They want to settle this with Rocket League, and they don't believe that a break will help them. It was the same with the break between the Series 1 and the Series 2, and as much as mYinsanity have put on much more of a fight, Cloud Esports are back in the lead, and they looked unstoppable in the previous game. But mYlox looking to stop the unstoppable.
Well, I wonder what's happened there. It was a slow roller just from mYlox up to the ceiling. Troka missed the read. I think his teammates probably didn't quite expect that. It ended up faking them out. And it's a free goal on the side of mYinsanity, just able to pick that one up. Cloud Esports trailing for the first time in what seems like forever. And now they have to find an answer. Troka might be that answer as he tries to go low with a reset, but saved away for the time being. Greeks has to wedge himself between thin air and that ball and that equalizer, but he's able to do so, and Velocity now has to be put in a precarious position, has to try and control this. Ends up going for the bump though, knowing that he isn't going to be able to. Karma certainly might be though, as it's just on target, but saved away by Kiva nonetheless. Backboard once again, the double not found, and mYinsanity, by some margin, by some way, survive here off the kickoff.
And with impeccable control from Karma to start that offense, seemingly beat every single player but couldn't land it on target. Velocity wanted that flip reset touch to get the follow-up. They tried to continue those mechanical plays to get that equalizer, and all it ended as was a warning shot. mYinsanity do still retain their lead, but Velocity continues to bring that ball forward. Karma on the ride, 100 boost collected. We know what they can do with it now, but Team Bumps does allow mYinsanity to have another shot on. And that one was going to hit the post. Wasted from mYinsanity.
I like the ideas from mYinsanity, but the execution isn't quite there. The placement ideas are good. Just try and put it where your opponent's least going to be expecting it, where the furthest distance is that they have to go. But at the end of the day, it's just not quite there. Another shot isn't quite perfect there from mYinsanity. And this is where it could start costing them if players like Velocity are in the front of the rotation, doing all the tricks here, doing all the mechanics, and trying to get things done as quickly as possible. Troker up the corner, tries to control this off the wall, is shut down by Greeks though, who now takes things over to the corner. Pinch, not going to go anywhere though, as he's met by it. Kiva, backboard, tries to sell mYlox, but it's cleared away. What's happening here? It's an open net. Can they hit it? Troker looked like he was going to miss it there for a second, but the double tap comes in clutch for Cloud Esports.
I thought it was a miss. Straight up hodge. I thought he messed it up, and in fact, that was going to be crossbar and out. The second touch was achieved there by Troker, and they do return back into this game. There is just a force which doesn't allow Cloud Esports to lose a series. And that force is Troker, Velocity, and Karma as the battle continues here. Both teams back on equal. Cloud Esports, if they win 150 extra Swiss francs. And could that be the goal to do it?
Absolutely, we'll have to see 300 Swiss francs for first place, 150 for second, so a lot on the line here. And, well, we'll have to find out who's able to close it out. 2 minutes stands in Cloud Esports' way from becoming champions here. Let's see if they're able to do it. Here we go. mYlox up to the skies, tries to find something, anything, but locked out again. Now onto the sidewall we go. Greeks caught a little bit off guard here, has to try and play this back, or maybe just pass this to a teammate, is able to. Kiva to the sidewall we go, drops down, demos come through, Greeks taken out of the picture, mYlox with the follow-up, but blocked out by Troker once again. He has been an absolute wall of defense and offense for Cloud Esports. Right place, right time, and they might just be rewarded for it in the next minute.
Greek, ball high, desperate for a goal now. mYinsanity, the whole season now on the line in this final minute. But Cloud Esports, they haven't slowed down. Troker specifically hasn't. And Velocity returns to the score sheet, denies his teammate of the hat trick, but there will be zero complaints.
Well, we thought it could take 21. Right now, it's looking like it could be 11. But maybe some last-ditch efforts from mYinsanity could throw a spanner in the works. But when you've got players like Velocity trying to find angles like that, pulling out the protractor and saying, you know what, it's not physics, it's maths now. Well, you never know what can happen on the side of Cloud Esports. But Kiva could try and be that catalyst here for mYinsanity to speed things up. That's absolutely what you need at this point. But the shot not quite on target. mYinsanity are choking under pressure. And meanwhile, Troker finds a reset down to Velocity. Not on target. 30 seconds remaining. Here we go as Greeks take to the sky.
An MVP final performance here from Troker. 2 goals, an assist, and 3 saves as it stands. But it could be his teammates who throw that all away. mYinsanity need a goal in the final 25 seconds.
That was an unbelievable shot from Greeks right there to not tie things up, bring it within 1 goal, able to come in clutch when his team needs them the most. Now, kickoff advantage, mYlox to put it on the backboard, shot on target, it's Greeks to tie it up, it's 3-3, and it's Pegasus. We might just be more in a little bit more of a chance of having a Game 7 here from what a couple of moments ago looked like it would be closed out. At the end of the day, at the start of this game, it looked like it would be easy. It looked like it was going to be 2 goals at a time. It looked like then we took a little bit of a break, but right now we've reverted back to the Noah's Ark format 2x2, and maybe now it's going to be an overtime ahead of us unless Trocker can disrupt the run of play, find a late goal. It's not going to happen. It's brought to ground. We have overtime in Game 6 of the second set. We either go to Game 7 or it ends here.
Cloud Esports, if they get that goal, they win the championship. mYinsanity are just given survival. Very different stakes for these two teams, but the desperation all remains the same. Trucker has had the performance of his life, and it hasn't been enough. mYinsanity push this to Game 7.
What an insane Game 6 right there from mYinsanity. Backs against the wall, put up or shut up. And they absolutely show up and show out when they need to the most. Cloud Esports, absolutely starstruck. And mYinsanity, well, they've walked this to Game 7. They've walked this the distance. Are we going to have a showdown finish where we get a third series, where we get a potential 7 more games? Or will this be all over, said and done in game number 7? Pegasus, it's time to find out. It could all end here. mYinsanity versus Cloud Esports, potentially one more time, or potentially just a gateway to a potential 7 more. So many questions. Let's find the answers. Game 7 of set number 2 here in the grand finals.
The finish line right in front of Cloud Esports, but mYinsanity with the chance to pull it back. Fantastic save coming from Melox, but Velocity out the gate attempts that double tap, and the pressure is applied into an Insanity side that don't seem to be feeling it anymore. Melox composed there on the back wall, has Troker waiting. Troker, fantastic performance there in Game 6, but it was an own goal coming from Karma and Velocity, which allowed mYinsanity to pick up that extra bit of momentum to push things into overtime, and ultimately this Game 7. And now we're just waiting to see who will get that opening goal, which I think will prove important for the future of the grand finals.
Absolutely. Will we be going the distance to a third series, or will this be all over and done with here in 2? Let's find out, as Kiva just going to fake that one out. Greeks now takes to the skies, tries to give his team some space, but shut down for the time being. Melox in the sky as well. Anyone just trying to get a hands on it, but the pogo comes through. Plan B, whatever you call it, I'm not really sure at this point, but here we are. Kiva to the skies, off of the corner. Greeks just tries to get a hands on it, and well, it's just a scramble here, there, and everywhere, Pegasus, to try and fight for possession. But Greeks is fighting for the backboard, fighting for the double. Not allowed it, though, and it's just off target.
Both teams using absolutely everything they have in their arsenal. And so far, it hasn't been enough to get that opening goal. Griggs brings that ball high, makes it difficult for the Cloud Esports defense to prevent that shot. Instead, they're going to have to make that save in the goal line. It was Troker again bringing that ball forward. But oh, it's shambles here for mYinsanity. Crossbar hit. Troker saw the goal ahead. But Griggs does fall onto that ball and keep this game at a deadlock.
Yeah, still a deadlock. 3-3 in the series. Game 7 all on the line here for both of these teams. Is it going to all end now, or have we still got one more best of 7 in the tank? No goals yet. Half the game extended. Karma trying to do what he can, but shut down. Melox has the possession, has everything, but a missed touch there from Greeks could spell danger. Everyone has missed it though, and now this gives the possession over to the side of Cloud Esports, who just want to go and claim their championship as fast as possible. Cloud Esports strike first, and mYinsanity left a little bit starstruck here on the defensive side. They now have to do what they've done so many times throughout this series, Pegasus. They have to find a comeback here. mYinsanity might be the answer to that. Not quite on target, though, as it's saved away by Troker.
And it was a double commit there in the forward corner as well, coming from mYinsanity. They throw all 3 players into this offense, but now they're going to have to deal with this counter-attack. It was a ball by Karma, which does fly out to those safe corners. mYinsanity have been given some time to regroup, but Kiva in net, not enough boost to really do too much. Karma can't get the read, Velocity can't get the read. Troker is the last man standing. mYinsanity desperate to get this goal yet again, backs against the wall, but Cloud Esports have never lost a series.
Yeah.
Greeks back high, coming off the ceiling. Velocity keeps this one forward. Another 50-50 awaits in the sky, and every single decision has to be perfect.
It really does. This is where everything has to be connecting. The synergy has to be perfect. It drops down. mYinsanity not quite fast enough for the play, though. It has to try and keep things going. Kiva's pre-jump. Kiva with the 50. Not quite on target now. Greeks has to be the person to do just that. Not able to redirect downfield. Greeks flies in to stop the bleeding, and now that might only just prolong it here. As the backboard we go, the miss comes through. Troker tries to find the golden goal, but kept out once more. Here we go downfield again, potentially, but no, it's blocked away. mYinsanity slows things down, tries to keep the possession going. The open net's been found, and Velocity, the Englishman in this matchup, the only Englishman in this matchup, finds a goal here when, well, everything was against them. Cloud Esports strike again, with 1 minute away again from claiming glory, claiming gold here, Pegasus.
It was within 30 seconds last time! And the time has doubled for mYinsanity to try and make that comeback. Infield pass is there. Oh! What have they done with mYinsanity with the best team goal of the tournament?
That may well just be the best goal I have ever seen while casting a series of Rocket League. The team play, the synergy, the confidence, everything, a last-ditch effort from mYinsanity may just get them over the finish line, but will it be enough? Still one more needed downfield for Cloud Esports. Pinches come through, possession is there. Now Kiva has to be the hero. The cut has to be made from mYinsanity, so in the rotation to try and save the day. Knocked up into the skies. Here we go. Greeks has pre-jumped. Now, who is able to get control? mYinsanity certainly might be able to. Just 50s out in the air right there. And, well, right now we see Velocity trying to center for a teammate. And you know what you can do? You can disrupt the run of play. You can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, Cloud Esports have not lost a series, Pegasus. And they will not stop here.
mYinsanity required something special to take down these Titans for the first time. They had the first step, but it may have been too much. Cloud Esports are invincible.
Cloud Esports, they have this certain plot armor about them. They're breezing their way through this Game 7, what looked like a redemption story, what looked like the script, what looked like anything that we have seen. We've never seen something like that before. But it will all be shredded to pieces. It will all be ripped up in front of our eyes. The kings of Switzerland have claimed their throne, undefeated throughout the regular season, undefeated throughout the bracket, and undefeated in the spring split of the Awaken League. Cloud Esports are your Awaken League spring split champions, 2-0 in the set, and 300 Swiss francs richer. Oh my word, Pegasus.
Wow. Wow. And what a deserving team to take that title. Undefeated. That is an insane record, but seeing that performance we saw before us, I'm not even completely surprised there. That was incredible from Cloud Esports. An unbelievable finish as well. mYinsanity probably getting the goal of the match. I mean, easily. That was impeccable in that final game, but it still wasn't enough. Cloud Esports, we hope to pull them into an interview if that is possible, and before we do so, we will go into a short break, but I just want to use this final moment to say congratulations and thank you to mYinsanity for putting up a fight, especially in that second series.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We'll go to a break in a quick second here, but I mean, you talk about that goal, the goal of the tournament, incredible goal there that we just saw. That just shows you the length and the skill that you need to go to beat a team like Cloud Esports, to beat the unbeatable. And unfortunately for mYinsanity, they weren't able to do it. They will claim second place here in this season, in this tournament. And 150 Swiss francs go to them. So, you know, they're not going home empty-handed. They still worked really hard throughout the season and beat everybody else apart from Cloud Esports. But at the end of the day, Cloud Esports are your champions here. We will be back very, very shortly, where we hope to have an interview with one of the members, with Velocity, I believe, from Cloud Esports. But we will be back very soon with confirmation of that. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Everybody here to the Awaken League Spring Split Finals, and we have just crowned a champion. It is Cloud Esports, and we unfortunately do not have a winner's interview. They're too busy celebrating there, and I don't blame them whatsoever. Their Pegasus, an incredible game, an incredible series from Cloud Esports to go undefeated throughout the season and to claim the title and the prize money at the end of it. Absolutely incredible. And you know, I believe at the end of this we do in fact have a season MVP award to give out, and he's not here with us here, but would you like to announce who the season MVP of the Awaken League Spring Split is?
Absolutely. Well, we saw two tough series in that grand finals, and one player certainly stood out in those two, but also for the rest of the season, and that was the Englishman himself, Velocity. 1.65 goals per game, 0.81 assists per game, 1.42 saves, 4.62 shots, a 0.36 shooting percentage, and a 519.54 score per game. Absolutely incredible. He's topping the charts for goals per game. He's topping the charts for shots per game. So in that final third, he is dangerous. And I mean, we saw that in that grand finals, didn't we?
Yeah, I have to say, you know, some of those you might go, oh, you know, whatever. But I'm looking through all of it right now, and I see a lot of first in the league by a good margin, you know, next to all of those stats. Thank you from our producer, Kasalin. But, you know, absolutely incredible performance from him as a player and just their team as a team in general. Absolutely incredible, and they absolutely are deserving of their, you know, of their title, of their in general, you know, performance throughout the season. But I just want to talk about, you know, the season as a whole. It's been really nice season over the course of, I believe, you know, about two and a half months or something. We've seen 10 teams take to the field, 6 of them make it to playoffs, and 2 of them make it to our grand finals. And, you know, we just want to give a quick shout out to everyone here who's played. So Cloud Esports, mYinsanity, VisionGaming, Dive Esports, Irie Legacy, Team Solid, Ladies First, Permitter Esports, Fire Gold Phoenix, and Zeno Esports. Thank you everyone and all the players for participating. It's been a lovely season. And, well, Pegasus, if any of the players want to give some feedback, or any of the viewers want to give some feedback on how this season's been as a whole, what do they have to do?
Exclamation mark feedback. You can already see it done by the producer there in chat, showing you how it is done. And well, the Awaken League does hope to return, so please do follow the Awaken League Twitter to see when that does happen. And this feedback is so important so that we can make this championship better than ever. And even still, it was a fantastic season. It's hard to think that it can get better than that, but it surely can. Cloud Esports do take first place, second is mYinsanity, and third is VisionGaming. Those are your podium spots for the spring season of the Awaken League, and it's been an absolute pleasure to cast this grand finals alongside Haj. And also, I just want to give a quick shout out to someone. He isn't on screen, but he's doing absolutely everything. It's of course the producer, Kasalian himself.
Yeah, I have to say, I absolutely got a producer. He's given us all the stat sheets, everything throughout the games as well. Absolutely got a producer, one of the very best, and helps make this all run so smoothly. So massive shout out to him as well. But the season as a whole, we've wrapped it up. We're just about through everything. So I think this is pretty much time. It feels really sad because, you know, it's been such a long season. It's time to say goodbye to all of you until next time. If you want to know what next time, by the way, when that is, then like Pegasus said, make sure to go and follow the Awaken League socials on Twitter, at Awaken League on Twitter, and stay up to date with all the news and updates that are going to be coming very, very soon in regards to when the next broadcast is, when the next tournaments are, and when you can next sign up to compete. But I have to say, it's been a long journey from Danny Boy going, yo, do you want to cast with me? Cast a series with me all those weeks ago, to now being sat with you here, Pegasus, in the grand finals. It's been a long road, but it's been a long road for all of these teams, but all good things must come to an end. So the Awaken League will be back very, very soon. But until then, I've been Hodge, this has been Pegasus. You guys have supported and been absolutely wonderful, and we'll see you next time.
know, face a kickoff goal and go from 1 goal ahead to 1 goal behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are. This is how quickly things can change. Things can turn around in Rocket League. It can happen in an instant. And, well, you may not know it, but now you certainly do. If you're Cloud Esports, 2 minutes, they've got to try and find an answer. And, well, we've seen how quickly and how good they have been in that last series at doing just that. But right now, it's
mYinsanity to try and make that comeback. Infield pass is there. Oh! What a range-up is mLox with the best team goal of the tournament!
That may well just be the best goal I have ever seen while casting a series of Rocket League. The team play, the synergy, the confidence, everything, a last-ditch effort from mYinsanity may just get them over the finish line, but will it be enough? Still one more needed downfield for Cloud Esport. Pinch has come through, possession is there. Now Kiva has to be the hero. The cut has to be made from mLox in the rotation to try and save the day. Knocked up into the skies. Here we go. Grix is pre-jumped. Now, who's able to get control? mLox certainly might be able to. Just 50s out in the air right there. And, well, right now we see Velocity trying to center for a teammate. And you know what you can do? You can disrupt the run of play. You can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, Cloud Esports have not lost a series, Pegasus. And they will not stop here.
mYinsanity required something special to take down these Titans for the first time. They had the first step, but it may have been too much. Cloud Esports are invincible.
Cloud Esports, they have this certain plot armor about them. They're breezing their way through this Game 7, what looked like a redemption story, what looked like the script, what looked like anything that we have seen. We've never seen something like that before. But it will all be shredded to pieces. It will all be ripped up in front of our eyes. The kings of Switzerland have claimed their throne, undefeated throughout the regular season, undefeated throughout the brackets, and undefeated in the spring split of the Awaken League. Cloud Esports are your Awaken League spring split champions, 2-0 in the set, and 300 Swiss francs richer. Oh my word, Pegasus.
Wow. Wow. And what a deserving team to take that title. Undefeated. That is an insane record, but seeing that performance we saw before us, I'm not even completely surprised there. That was incredible from Cloud Esports. An unbelievable finish as well. mYinsanity probably getting the goal of the match. I mean, easily. That was impeccable in that final game, but it still wasn't enough. Cloud Esports, we hope to pull them into an interview if that is possible, and before we do so, we will go into a short break, but I just want to use this final moment to say congratulations and thank you to mYinsanity for putting up a fight, especially in that second series.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We'll go to a break in a quick second here, but I mean, you talk about that goal, the goal of the tournament, incredible goal there that we just saw. That just shows you the length and the skill that you need to go to beat a team like Cloud Esports, to beat the unbeatable. And unfortunately for mYinsanity, they weren't able to do it. They will claim second place here in this season, in this tournament. And 150 Swiss francs go to them, so you know they're not going home empty-handed. They still worked really hard throughout the season and beat everybody else apart from Cloud Esports. But at the end of the day, Cloud Esports are your champions here. We will be back very, very shortly, where we hope to have an interview with one of the members, with Velocity, I believe, from Cloud Esports. But we will be back very soon with confirmation of that. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Awaken League Spring Split Finals, and we have just crowned a champion. It is Cloud Esports, and we unfortunately do not have a winner's interview. They're too busy celebrating there, and I don't blame them whatsoever. They're Pegasus. An incredible game, an incredible series from Cloud Esports to go undefeated throughout the season and to claim the title and the prize money at the end of it. Absolutely incredible. And you know, I believe at the end of this we do in fact have a season MVP award to give out, and he's not here with us here, but would you like to announce who the season MVP of the Awaken League Spring Split is?
Absolutely. Well, we saw two tough series in that grand finals, and one player certainly stood out in those two, but also for the rest of the season, and that was the Englishman himself, Velocity. 1.65 goals per game, 0.81 assists per game, 1.42 saves, 4.62 shots, 0.36 shooting percentage, and 519.54 score per game. Absolutely incredible. He's topping the charts for goals per game. He's topping the charts for shots per game. So in that final third, he is dangerous. And I mean, we saw that in that grand final, didn't we?
Yeah, I have to say, some of those you might go, oh, whatever. But I'm looking through all of it right now, and I see a lot of first in the league by a good margin, next to all of those stats. Thank you from our producer, Kasalin. But absolutely incredible performance from him as a player and just their team as a team in general. Absolutely incredible, and they absolutely are deserving of their, of their title, of their in general, performance throughout the season. But I just want to talk about, the season as a whole. It's been really, really nice season over the course of, I believe, about two and a half months or something. We've seen 10 teams take to the field. 6 of them make it to playoffs, and 2 of them make it to our grand finals. And, we just want to give a quick shout out to everyone here who's played. So Cloud Esports, mYinsanity, VisionGaming, Dive Esports, Irie Legacy, Team Solid, Ladies First, Permitter Esports, Fire Gold Phoenix, and Zeno Esports. Thank you, everyone, and all the players for participating. It's been a lovely season. And well, Pegasus, if any of the players want to give some feedback, or any of the viewers want to give some feedback on how this season's been as a whole, what do they have to do?
Exclamation mark feedback. You can already see it done by the producer there in chat, showing you how it is done. And well, the Awaken League does hope to return, so please do follow the Awaken League Twitter to see when that does happen. And this feedback is so important so that we can make this championship better than ever. And even still, it was a fantastic season. It's hard to think that it can get better than that, but it surely can. Cloud Esports do take first place. Second is mYinsanity, and third is VisionGaming. Those are your podium spots for the spring season of the Awaken League, and it's been an absolute pleasure to cast this grand finals alongside Hodge. And also, I just want to give a quick shout out to someone. He isn't on screen, but he's doing absolutely everything. It's, of course, the producer, Kasalin himself.
Yeah, I have to say, absolutely gutted producer. He's given us all the stat sheets, everything throughout the games as well. Absolutely gutted producer, one of the very best, and helps make this all run so smoothly. So massive shout out to him as well. But the season as a whole, we've wrapped it up. We're just about through everything, so I think this is pretty much time. It feels really sad because it's been such a long season. It's time to say goodbye to all of you until next time. If you want to know what next time, by the way, when that is, then like Pegasus said, make sure to go and follow the Awaken League socials on Twitter, at Awaken League on Twitter, and stay up to date with all the news and updates that are going to be coming very, very soon in regards to when the next broadcast is, when the next tournaments are, and when you can next sign up to compete. But I have to say, it's been a long journey from Danny Boy going, yo, do you want to cast with me? Cast a series with me all those weeks ago, to now being sat with you here, Pegasus, in the grand finals. It's been a long road, but it's been a long road for all of these teams, but all good things must come to an end. So the Awaken League will be back very, very soon. But until then, I've been Hodge, this has been Pegasus.